Oh, I am. I'm on the FYP. So that's a good thing, right? You're welcome to come up if you want to talk about any of the prompts on the screen or not. They left. Whoa. I think if I roll me up a blizzy, but I don't even have none. I don't have no cigars. So it is what it is. We sitting here. I got my dabs, but I ain't taking no dab, man. I'll be too chinky eyed. Like yesterday, I was blow. I was like, just off of that one thing. And that was only a half of one. I need to be focused. Focused. Dr. John, what's going on? Dr. John left. I'm trying to get some people in here that want to talk about AI. What's going on, Rax? Zachar? I can't even say your name. I don't want to mess it up. Peace. Nice to meet y'all. You're more than welcome to come up. Somebody. Maybe I should turn on some music. Hey, everyone. What are your thoughts on AI? Come on up. Okay. You want to come up? Hey, Peace. How are you?
What's up, y'all?
Just chilling.
So I'm gonna share my quick thoughts on AI in society with the first bullet. How do I think it'll reshape industries? I feel like one industry it could reshape is the medical industry. Because I'm currently a radio tech student, uh,
Oh, okay.
you know, going into school to try and become a radiologist, and I feel like my job is and slash could be at stake in the near future because AI is the way it's advancing rapidly day by day. It could learn how to do my job, and I'm not needed anymore. Just the doctors needed, and that's a scary sight for me.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people are scared that it's going to start taking jobs and all of that. So I understand. So what do you think about? I just learned about Sora, um, and that's so crazy to me. Like I was playing around with it earlier. And
Hmm.
the way you can put your face in these videos and prompt it to do whatever you want it to do is just scary to me, man. Like I'm not scared of AI. It's just like you could like really put somebody in a predicament that they ain't even in. All you need is
Hmm.
their face and their
Definitely.
voice, and that's it. Their
Hmm.
face
And
and
the
their
fact that
voice,
now,
and that's it.
yep. And the fact that Elon Musk is even going forward
Hey,
with
Randy.
I believe that the neurochip plant, it's
Oh yeah,
you altering with mankind, and that's just not gonna be a good outcome at all.
yeah. There's a lot of people. I think is it Australia or is it Switzerland? Either one of those places. They're actually they're doing it. The chip. Um, they have people that have volunteered to actually. Oh, you disappeared. I don't know what happened to him. He disappeared. Who's in here? Snoopy. What's up, Snoopy? You can come up here if you want. Hey, Deb. Just talking about AI or whatever you want to talk about. You know, we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. What's going on, Vic? Welcome in. What's going on, Keith? Welcome in. Uh, uh, uh. Snoopy, if you want, you could tap the screen. That'll help me out. I got 1.5K taps. I need a little bit more taps than that. I need a little bit more taps than that. I had somebody tell me I look 26. I was like, 26? I don't look that young. 26? And then somebody else said 35. I was like, I can go with 35. I can take that. I can take 36 too. I'll take both of those. I'll claim those. What's going on, Rudy? Welcome in. What's going on, United? Y'all are more than welcome to come up. I'm a nice person. I like to talk. And we can talk about other things that aren't on the screen if you want to talk about whatever you want to talk about. It doesn't matter. So my prompt says, what are your thoughts, AI in society? And then it has four bullets. How will AI reshape industries? What ethical limits should exist? How do we prepare workers for new jobs? Should governments regulate now or later? Simple, quick, to the point, and a good prompt, I think. Because everybody needs to talk about AI and what their thoughts are. So if you want to talk about AI and what your thoughts are about it and what you feel and whatever, come on up. Everybody's welcome. There's one person that's just in here. They're not saying anything. They're just there. But it's okay, because I got one person, and that one person is going to keep pushing me forward. It's because of you. It's because of you, Snoopy. What's up, Tony? Snoopy, you are going to keep me pushing forward. Thank you for tapping the screen, Tony. I appreciate it. At least you didn't just come and run. Let me follow you back. You follow me. What's going on, Brandy? I hope y'all are all having a great day on purpose. No, I don't want to do those co-host things. I need to turn that. I don't want to turn it off forever, but it's like annoying. It keeps popping up. Everybody's trying to do. Oh, good. Okay, Winnie, what's up? Invite the creators to a live match. No, I'm not doing a match. No matches. Just people. What's going on, Montreal? Everybody knows. Peep, what's going on? Snoopy, you see how these people are doing? You the only one that stayed. Happy days. What's going on? So I gotta be on the FYP because I just checked and I was on there. So hopefully some more people come in. Otherwise, we'll just be sitting here. Chantelli, I think. Chantelli? I think that's how you say it. Everybody knows how to make it. I'd rather do a live like this anyways. Jameer, what's going on? Then be in the camera like the other one. I really don't like doing lives like that. I like my panels. I like to talk about topics. I like to hear other people's thoughts on it. Hey, PV. What are your thoughts on AI, PV? Come on up. Oh, you stayed. You didn't run away. I'm used to people just running away. Okay, it says accept. Okay, there we go. Hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How's it going?
It's going great.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, so I see your prompt here. What are your thoughts on AI in society? Um, I guess how it will shape industries, what ethical limits should exist, how do we prepare for new jobs? Should government regulate now or later? My thoughts are a little bit all over the place. I have a technical background in computers and in technology, so I think the whole AI dynamic is one that's inevitable. You know, what I mean? It's coming whether we want it or not. It's going to reshape. I don't think just industry. It's going to reshape every aspect of life. It's going to trickle into every kind of every aspect of life, and I think in a large part, a lot of us aren't prepared for it, and just some of us are trying to stave it off. I know a lot of people I personally know are more or less. I guess you would call them. Um, I don't know if you're familiar with the term Luddite, in terms of a person who like does not like technology, wants to stay away from technology, et cetera, et cetera. But that's pretty much where we sit with it in terms of ethical limits. Yeah, they definitely should exist because there's, I mean, I can speak for myself. I mean, I've just seen some of the things that I've been able to do with AI, and it's been pretty powerful. Um, as far as preparing workers for new jobs, um, I think that's really, I think that's really their own decision in terms of whether they want to do that or not. Because I know definitely a lot of industries are going to be changed, and from what I'm seeing, it's not even in terms of AI taking over, but the people who use AI are going to take over first and foremost. Um, and also, should governments regulate now or later? Typically, when it comes to technology, and I'm familiar with this, 'cause doing, working in compliance and like auditing, typically the government, or especially when it comes to regulation and technology, is always late to the game. So a lot of people don't really even understand it. I think in large part, especially in terms of the government, but I would definitely say, I mean, they can try to regulate now. I mean, later may be too late, but it's kind of hard to see what the consequences are as a whole before now. It's kind of like one of those things
So,
we
my love,
we don't
I'm
know,
like, I'm literally starting a tech company.
Hold on one
I
second.
think it's more important to.
Yeah.
I'm been more of a in my
I'm
security
literally in tech.
background. I think it was more interesting.
Can
I
I
think it's
keep it
more
with you?
important in terms of, especially in terms of like security protocol. Typically, what you
Hold
do
on
is
one
you lock
second.
down everything and then you slowly release access, right? Versus just letting everybody do willy nilly whatever and then trying to raid it in, right? Typically, it works out better that way. But I think most of the regulations should occur, especially on a lot of these larger companies. I think that's where it really takes effect, more so than even just the everyday person. But it can come from anywhere. There's actually a great post. I wish I could share it here. I think his name is Mo Gamblat. Forgive my pronunciation of his last name, but he was the head of AI previously at Google, and he did a Diary of a CEO interview where he talks about the whole ramifications of AI. Once he was actually working with one instance of it, and it became sentient. How he expressed these concerns to the CEO, and how he basically said, "Sorry, we can't stop doing this. Whether it's a kid in their basement or a next big company, we got to keep pushing forward." So those are just some of my thoughts in terms of AI and society.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's dope. Thank you for sharing that. What's going on, Big Dog and FBA?
Yo,
How are you all?
yo, what's going on? So
Let
how
me
will
make sure I'm following all of you all. If you wouldn't mind following me back, I'd appreciate it.
if you follow me first, I will follow you back.
Yeah, I'm following all of you all.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, thank you. Go ahead.
Hello, hello.
All right.
Hey,
So
FBA.
AI, how do you think AI is do you think AI is affecting society right now?
Um, are you talking to me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's affecting society.
for the better or for the worse?
Well, it depends on what. Everything's a gift and a curse, you know. So
Definitely.
if you use it for what it's there for, which is basically work smarter, not harder, um, you know, then it's good. But if you're using it for other things that you shouldn't be using it for, then it's going to be bad. Of course,
Yeah, I
AI.
mean, for a lot of just learning about maybe
Education.
educational purposes, yeah. But if you get into like maybe the it has it's a little skewed. If it depends on what it is.
Yeah.
It's it has a bias for sure.
All right. Thank you for following me back, you all. Hey, America. Um, FBA, did you want to say something? Hey, Turbo.
Yeah, let me how's my audio?
Oh, it sounds good. I can hear you.
Thank you. Let me share a little story with y'all. All right. So I'm from Detroit and
Oh
I am a
shit.
millennial. And I remember my high school field trip to Ford Motor Companies. You know, they always
Oh
making us
yeah,
go down there, and we walking through the warehouse, looking at how the cars are being made. And this dude, the tour guide, the palm cutter one, he was just so happy and had such a grin. And he was like, "Look at these big old machines building cars. This is the future of America."
right.
And I'm just thinking to myself, "This was my granddaddy's job, man."
Uh huh.
And that's just the future that we're going to have because automation is going to take over. First, they automated our body, and now they're in the process of automating our mind. And people cannot handle the fact that everything that we do artistically or mostly creatively isn't that special. It really is just repetitive ideas that we just copy each other. They just hate the fact that the computers are faster. So I think AI is coming. It's going to be good and bad, and people just need to prepare.
So I worked in the car industry, like manufacturing, right? I mean, and I don't think that robotics can take over or AI can take over most of those jobs. It's not physically possible at this moment. But I mean, uh, it could take over a lot of like computer jobs for sure, or internships, or uh, desk jobs. So that's what I think.
Yeah. Okay. Hey,
It's in the process of taking over warehouse jobs. One of the huge
I know it's gonna
industries
take
are
over
where.
warehouse.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was agreeing with you. I know it's gonna take a lot of warehouse jobs, especially those ones where we have to put like a nut into a board or something. You know what I'm talking about, the tedious job where you're standing up for 8 hours all day and you're doing the same thing. A robot can do that.
No, I don't think so. We're not there yet. Those machines they
I
break
asked.
down.
We've already been there. We've been there.
No,
Hey,
no. I work in the industry, so I know that we most of our machines they break down all the fucking time, and then you always have to have somebody to fix it. And it takes hours to fix it. Now think about like having multiple like robots, breaking down. You're not gonna get anything effectively done. People are just way more, I guess you say, adaptable, and they
I'm sorry, Big Doll. I have to argue. That's the same argument they used to make back in the day.
it's
Like
not
you have
back
to
in the day,
understand.
it's now.
And you have to understand, yes, the overall skeleton of these companies will not be 100% machine. They will always need some human, but they are still going to start chipping off at that skeleton, replacing it with machines. So if they
I don't
wipe
think it's
out
possible.
80% of jobs, yeah,
I
that's
don't think it's
that's
possible.
okay.
It's
Well, wait a
happening right
minute.
now.
Okay,
That's more about
so
like fear mongering,
let's
yeah. And trust me, I'm telling you,
let
trust me because I
while they're
know.
talking and let them finish their point, and then that other people go, so we can hear
Yeah.
everybody.
I can barely hear. Wait, I'll be right back.
Okay. Is it Taku? Is that how you say your name, Taku?
Yeah,
Hey, nice to meet you.
how's it going?
It's going great.
Um,
Did you have something you wanted to say?
yeah, I think it needs to be regulated, and us not regulating it is dangerous. Um, there are people, uh, PDFs. I don't know. I hope you know what I mean when I say this. That are using it to make AI CP
Yeah, I heard about that. I
of
heard
their
about that.
coworkers' kids. Not only that, they're making the AI play a role. So it's like they're fantasizing texting one, and it's like legal, and it's fucking sick. And that's just one aspect of it. That's just one. Um, it's making us dumber. It's making us dumber. Now, when you search something, you won't get websites related to the topic you searched.
Yeah, you
AI will take up the general answer, the consensus answers of what the internet says, and spit out something that may or may not be true at all.
yep,
And we just might believe it and
yep.
teach it to our kids. And now a whole generation is wrong about something because of AI.
That's exactly. I mean, that's correct. I mean, I agree with that.
I agree with that. I agree with that too. I'm gonna follow you, Taku. Please follow me back. Um,
Yeah, I got you.
but
And
have
then
you all
they're
played around
charging
with
for it.
Sora?
Now,
Oh yeah, Sora AI. They're
when it
Man,
comes to
charging for that too.
that right there, that's dangerous.
manufacturing, I mean, yeah, you can't replace a lot of these humans with robots and shit. That's just not physically possible. You still need like people to do most of this shit.
Have you guys ever gotten a phone call, answered it, and it was just silence for like a minute and a half?
I think I've gotten phone calls like that.
Well, there are people, and there's been stories about this where they will use AI to mimic your voice and then
Sure.
use it to scam your family members. But to do so, they have to already get like a recording of your voice for the AI to learn from. And
Right.
that's how they're doing it. So next time you get a call and it's straight silence, don't even say anything. Just hang up. Because it might be a scammer using AI.
Trying to get your voice. Because I know the other platform that I usually go live on, there was a guy that came up and said that he was starting a project and he was going to start going live and doing this project, and it was with AI, and it was a program that he was using where all you needed was the person to talk for, I think, 10 seconds. Once they talked for 10 seconds, you were able to capture their voice.
That's
And
insane.
then basically you put it into this program and you prompt it however you want to prompt it, and you can have a full conversation with it. So he came up the next day, and he had created a Malcolm X character, and I literally had a full blown conversation with Malcolm X. Like for 25, 30 minutes, I was asking questions, and the AI was responding to me as if it were Malcolm X. And that's scary right there, because that could put a lot of people in predicaments that they don't want to be in, and they might not even be there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care too much like about those types of things. I only care about like the physical aspects of because AI only can, it can't affect you physically. It's most of this shit is just computers, and it's very like complex, and it's like, okay, I think we over invested too much money into a lot of this computer shit, which will make life a little bit easier. But most of you big tech companies, they own a lot of the money, and it costs so much resources just to produce it. You know, it doesn't seem like relative to like humanity, it's not productive.
Have you guys heard of China's?
I gotta disagree with Buddy on that one because
Okay.
again, that it's a dynamic where, especially in terms of AI affecting like the real world that we live in, it absolutely affects it. And I mean, just to let people know, like for my background again, community, I know a lot of the people weren't here, but my background is actually in network communications and machine learning. So the dynamic of what we're seeing right now in our time is like in terms of like Chat GPT and Gemini, they are
It's
GPTs.
so low.
Okay, they're actual GPTs. That means they're generative pretext terminals, right? Transformers. That means that all they do is they just spit information back that humans are already aware of in a nice, concise form.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that's within like a physical sense, like resource
The first
production. I don't think
generation.
so.
This is the first generation of artificial intelligence that we have. The second generations that are upon us, the generative ones, the integrative ones, AI integrated intelligence, those dynamics that are coming off. I want y'all to think about, instead of GBT, think about, if you ever watch Marvel Comics Iron Man, think Jarvis, right? Think a personality, AI personified, AI with access to the internet and everything happening all around you at one time, right? It has the ability to create, it has the ability to mimic. This is what we're on the precipice of coming on to now. So in terms of, I mean, you could just look around at these jobs reports.
No, no, I get it. I get
AI is already taking over manufacturing jobs. It's already coming into space where if you look at companies like Amazon, if you look at Nvidia, they've already been integrating AI. It's hard. You're hard pressed now to where you can't find certain toys, drones.
Let me jump in.
Everything's integrated with a level of AI already in it, right? So it's already affecting our physical world very much so. I think to the point where you're gonna have it to where the new jobs are gonna be repairing the robots or repairing the physical aspects of AI to where it can't touch. But once we get into that second, third generation, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Let me jump in really quick.
I mean,
Like, Big
I think
Dog,
that
are you a fan of White Castle? Hey, Big Dog, are you a fan of White Castles?
White Castle, maybe.
You talking about the food place?
The restaurant, White Castles.
No, I don't go there. No, I don't even eat out.
Okay. But, you would consider flipping burgers, the lowest of the physical jobs in America. What if I told you that, they already have machines making burgers, literally flipping the patties, putting them on a bun, and putting them in a box?
You're right.
Okay,
It's
so
already taken away.
I don't look at perspective like life in that perspective. I look at like being self-sufficient. So I mean, whatever like money ain't nothing. Like I don't take value in money. I take value in owning property. It's something that actually has value. It's like so I wouldn't want to work at like a fast food place in the first place. It's just to like it's not gonna be productive to me. But,
Okay, see, you say for you, it won't be productive for you, but understand how AI is going to affect the overall economy and how it's going to affect you. At one point, there is going to be nothing left but land ownership that is going to then start to affect you because there's no more jobs of Uber driving or White Castle burger flipping.
yeah. I mean, if people want to like, invest into that or they want to like buy that product, then they can. But I'm saying like I'd rather not. I'd rather not invest into something that's not going to be resourced. And I think they're over invested into AI. No. But listen, when it comes to like physical value or physical resource value, I don't think AI has that. And then you're going to actually need workers. And right now, I mean, you're saying that it's affecting the economy. It's probably because a lot of fucking politicians and all different types of people like overly invested into like these AI companies. And I mean, you could achieve the same thing just by not investing that much money, but people wanted money. You see, and it's kind of like Bitcoin. Like, why did people invest into Bitcoin in the first place? You know what I mean?
Isn't AI like a global thing? It's like freeware. It's not really just United States.
Right now, I could be like, hey, everybody invest money into me or my business, and then you get it's like a pyramid scheme in a sense.
Yeah, but how does that benefit me? That's what you're missing.
No. It will benefit you if you jump on board with me right now.
In AI,
See, that's the thing. It's not convincing. The case for Bitcoin
it's highly
is
efficient.
convincing
So that's the same reason people are investing in Nvidia. They're investing in Iron. They're investing in Circle. They're investing in.
But does it have any like physical value though?
They're
I don't
investing
think it
in
does.
companies' rigidity, IONQ. They're investing in these companies because AI offers high levels of efficiencies humans can't produce yet.
What efficiencies? Like on a
That's the
computer?
physical value. That's the physical value. If I don't have to pay you and I can let a machine do it, but the machine doesn't take smoke breaks. The machine doesn't ask for a lunch. The machine doesn't. I don't have to pay a pension. That's the physical value.
I just don't think it'll last. I don't think it'll last very
AI in
long.
a script. What's the difference between AI and a script that just runs every few hours?
Like I'm talking about relative to me, it's not very valuable. That's what I'm trying to like get at. Like relative to most
question.
people, AI is not very valuable.
What do you do?
Hey, Big Dog, I have a quick question. Are you out in the boonies?
Wait a minute. Let me
Oh,
ask
boonies.
Big Dog, what do you do for work?
Oh, I'm not gonna tell you that.
Well, I mean, just give me a broad spectrum or something.
No. Yeah, I'm a specs worker. Yeah, no. I'm not gonna get into my private life, but I'm saying like I don't think that there's any when you use AI, it's not valuable to most people. I just don't believe that. I think it's overinflated. I think it's overinvested, and that's just the truth about it. You know, you're actively making. You're saying to yourself, "Hey, I'm actively like inventing this AI that's going to take my job." That's what you're saying, bro. That's not going to be that's not going to be beneficial to you, PV. Like in the long run, it's not going to be
Beneficial to me right now. I use AI every day.
no, no. You
I
use
use AI in my trading.
You
I
have
use
computer.
it to do my
You're
work
doing like
orders.
computer science and shit,
It helps me
just
every day.
so it can, help you right now because you need the money, right? Which is not valuable to you in the
It
long
helps
run.
your efficiency in all ways. It's not just about money. It can help
No,
me
I'm
fix
talking about subjective to you. I'm saying it's subjective to you. After like the AI takes the job or whatever,
everyone
it's not
else.
going to be very productive. It's not going to be very good for you in the long run.
Why do you think that?
What do you mean? Why do I think that?
Because I use, like the gentleman said, I use AI every day, and I write scripts every
I
day.
do. I use AI too.
Hold on.
Well, if it puts you out of the
Wait,
job,
I
everybody's
write
speaking at a
scripts
time.
every day for my own personal use. Like I have my own
But
projects.
then when it takes your job,
Can
right?
I please
Well, wait a
finish,
minute, Big
bro?
Dog.
Come
Wait a
on.
minute, Big Dog. Please let Seal finish, and then you can go after him. Okay?
So
Thank
what
you.
I'm saying is that like throughout the course of my day, I got my own projects. I sort books. I collect comics. I collect music, things like that. I use AI to write scripts that make my life easier throughout the things that I want to do. There's no difference between me doing that and me doing it for work. It's the same thing. It's just
Wait,
that
do
I'm
you
doing it for
do it for
myself.
work or what do you do it for?
I mean, I use it for work too. Like if I've got scripts I gotta
Yeah, but
write.
okay,
I'll
10 years
use
down the line, 20 years down the line, when the company stops paying you to do whatever, I mean, is it going to be very beneficial for you? No, I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I don't care. In 10 years, if the company stops paying me,
Yeah,
obviously we'll have to have some kind of solution in place, or not.
a solution in place. So you're going to go
I
on
am
welfare?
confident that no matter what happens,
I'm
we
saying
will find. Can you
I'm
let me
saying do whatever
finish?
you want, but I'm saying that it's not going to be very productive for me in the future. You know,
You gonna
Do you
get
have
your
any
because
hobbies?
what's really valuable
Do you
is
have any
food,
hobbies,
water,
sir? Do
all
you have
this different
anything
types of
that you
shit.
want to do other than work? Because I gotta tell you, my work is very. I have a very long leash, right? So I have a lot of free time to myself. I love that. I love only doing 2 or 3 hours of work a day and then spending the rest of my day doing whatever I want, whatever it is. That's the future we're looking at.
that's interesting though. Because what would we
Okay.
be if we didn't have to work to survive?
Exactly. We can find out.
All right,
We
bro.
can
I mean,
read books all day or fish or do whatever we want.
I don't think you can. Okay, the thing
That
about
sounds too good to be
robotics,
true.
yeah, it's not going to happen. It's not. I'm being honest with you. Like the chemistry that comes to like robotics is very simplistic when it comes to biology. So I don't think like I think these machines are going to break down. You need somebody to repair these bitches, and it costs a lot of money and work just to repair these bitches, and a lot of skill. For what? For what? So it's like you're trying to fix something that's not broke. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's kind of is broke though. The fact that I got it in a previous
And the
life.
economy is affected by it because a lot of people, politicians, lobbyists, or whatever, they invested money, U.S. dollars, and printed U.S. dollars to keep these big tech companies in business. So
Well, let
I
me ask
mean,
you a question. Let me ask you a question.
devalue.
There was a
Hey, tech
time not too
people.
long ago where I had to wake up at 6 in the morning, take a shower, make my lunch, get in the car, drive an hour and a half, sit in traffic to go somewhere to work for 8 hours to do the exact same thing on the way back. I don't have to do that now. I wake up, I open up the laptop, I'm at work. Why can't we do that with AI and robotics? I don't need if there we
No,
have
no, I'm just
robotics.
saying that it's not
If
even a
hold on, what I'm
real.
saying is if we have robotics, you know what? I'll wake up, I'll open up my laptop, I'll log into a robot wherever it is, and I'll train it to do whatever job it is to do for that day, and then I'm off for the rest of the day. That's a good future for me.
Yeah, for you, yeah, sure.
I mean, what's wrong with anyone doing that? If you make
Anybody,
cars, you can log into whatever your VR
because it
sim.
doesn't last, bro. I'm telling you
Why
that it's
would
not gonna
you?
last.
What do you?
You're hopping on like a train that's not going to fail, end up failing because
So
it's not
That's the
benefiting
thing
like
about the
objective.
internet.
It's not objectively
if I can
benefiting
interject,
everybody else.
if I can interject one more time. So Unity, and this is kind of what I spoke on about earlier, right? Where I think there's going to be a split. There's going to be a split between people who are, I don't want to, directly like call them out at that per se, but the only name I've seen associated in movies is like the term Luddite, where you have people who are not going to be with the use of the technology or the inherent use of AI, and they're going to be people like me who my background is in network communications, machine learning. I use it all the time, right? And you're going to have those who are savvy and those who are familiar with the functionality of AI who are going to implement it and use it every day in society. It doesn't have to necessarily be about work. I mean, I'll give it as an example. The other day, I had my plumbing backed up here in the house, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And come to find out it was the neighbor. But I actually used AI to help me find the clean out for the sewer in the backyard. Now, once I took the top off, because I'm brave like that, you know what I'm saying? I took the top off, I took a picture of it, and I would just constantly feed these pictures to my GPT. Every time it feed me a picture, it gave me a three-dimensional diagram of what that actually looks like. So I had more insight to understand what a plumber was trying to tell me, but I couldn't understand previous to that, right? Because I'm not a plumber. So what that enabled me to do was actually hire a guy at Home Depot to go get like a what do they call it's like a drain cleaning machine. It's like a rotor, like a snake, so supposedly a motorized snake, and it saved me $2,400 from the use of AI just because I could get closer to the problem and understand it at a different level, right? This is what we're talking about, embarking on AI and how it can be utilized in your life every day, not necessarily at work and particularly in that space. But I mean, in terms of like as far as how it's being implemented, it's absolutely going to be implemented in a lot of ways, not including work, that are going to be just everyday life. You know what I mean? So I definitely agree with a seal beater. You're going to have more people who are I mean, I do it all the time. I mean, when I'm developing scripts or IVBs, the same thing. I have ChatGPT crank it out for me. You know, I tweak it a little bit.
You still had to pay for a plumber, dog.
Bro, and I still do it. I didn't have to pay for the plumber. That's what I'm saying.
But I don't disagree with you.
Moreover, it's the efficiency level. That's what you're missing. You're thinking that we can just use people for that.
No. You still had to pay for a plumber to fix your fucking plumbing. But that's just that. That's just that. I mean, I don't disagree with you. It will give you some
not listening to me. You're just talking over me. And so, as I hired the gentleman from there to rent the tool that I needed to do, he's not a plumber. Right?
I gotta go, but you guys have a good night, all right?
To come out and take a look at this stuff. What I'm telling you is ChatGPT, AI inherently allowed me to get closer to the problem and understand it to where I didn't need that technical expertise.
You still needed it.
Okay, listen.
You still needed it,
Before
dude.
we move forward, everybody got a voice, okay? And everybody's going to get to speak. So let's not overtalk people.
But he's monologuing, and I want to have a conversation. I don't want to
I understand you're having a conversation, but you're over talking also. So
yeah, that's fine. I just want to have a back and forth.
It's not fine.
That's not how I run my room. So the way I run my room is everybody gets to speak. So while somebody is speaking, you let them speak, and then after they're done, you can jump in.
My point is, like, you still had to pay for an expert because they understand the plumbing and how it's designed and how, you know, it gave you a little bit more knowledge that you use an AI to, you know, give you a better understanding of plumbing. But this plumber already understands where it's located. They already understand how it's like the
What
platform.
are you talking about?
They do. So because they do plumbing all the time. So there's already like there's and you had to pay for it. No, why are you talking over me?
From Home Depot in the parking lot, rent the machine.
PV,
Oh, you had to talk over. Okay,
he's finished,
and you still had to pay for an expert. Okay, you're still like denying the fact that you had to pay for an expert. I'm not saying that AI is, you know, I'm not going to use AI. I'm just saying that it will give you more knowledge, sure, but you could get it from a book. You know.
I understand your point of view, big dog. But I can tell you this: I know people that will use ChatGPT just like PV was saying, and fix the problem themselves without.
He didn't fix it himself though.
Yeah, because I was busy.
Because you're busy. No, you don't have the equipment to fix it yourself.
So here's the thing. I could have fixed it myself. Pardon me. I'm sorry, Unity. I didn't mean to cut you off. But my point is that I chose not to do it because it's sewage. So I hired someone who was not an expert. The experts wanted $2,400 to come blow out the sewage line. I got a guy to go to Home Depot, rent the machine for $150. I paid him $150, and he cleaned it out for me. This is why listening is very, very important. Since I understood the problem, I didn't need high-end technical expertise. That's the whole point. I understood what was going on. I chose not to do it because it's sewage. That's why I chose not to touch it. So I hired someone else who is not an expert.
Okay, wait,
Who knows how to run the machine.
And most of the time, I think you have to have like a professional do the sewage. I don't know how like
You don't.
I don't know what your city or whatever, but they usually go out there and they do it for free.
Well, it
Or
depends. I worked for. I'm gonna mute you for a second. I worked for the water company for 5 years.
That doesn't make
So the
comments.
sewage and the water are separate but together. And the sewage and the water, they cover from the street to the meter. From the meter to the house
Correct.
is your responsibility.
Yeah.
So if anything happens from the meter to the house, that's here in Kentucky. That's how it works. I don't know if it's
I don't know how it works
everywhere.
for
Same in Georgia. Same in Georgia, Unity.
Okay, I don't know if it works like that in every state because every state is different. But here, from the meter to the house is your responsibility. So
Yeah,
if
you
your
don't.
water
Sometimes you don't
line-
even need to pay for it. I
wait
mean,
one
if it's
second.
not,
Wait 1 second. So if your water line busts in your house, that's your responsibility. If anything happens to the water main out there from the street on, that's the water company's responsibility.
right?
They'll come out and they'll fix it for free. That's why I don't know if you all get the same pamphlets that I get from the water company trying to get you to buy their insurance so that if something does happen from the meter to the house, that you're covered. You don't have to pay all this money to, fix the problem. Because otherwise you're gonna have to pay whatever the cost is to fix that busted water line in your house because the water company is not going to pay for that.
Yeah, and it's
Correct.
very simplistic to do it. I mean,
Demarcation point.
anyways,
But wait a minute, before you all go, there's somebody up here. I can't pronounce your name. I'm just gonna say YN. How are you? Did you have something that you wanted to say?
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, no, I think you got really cool prompts going on, but I want everybody to be able to finish like what like the main like course of what you guys are talking about. I do got some points, but we can circle back to me. It's okay. I appreciate you guys then.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna follow you. Please follow me back. It's
Hey,
nice to meet
appreciate you. Yeah, mate.
Okay. Go ahead. So Big Dog left. There's going to be a lot of people like that are totally against AI. And that's fine. Everybody has their own view, their own thought, their own knowing, their own belief. That's fine. But we can still hold a conversation with people that we don't agree with. We're all adults.
Can I reply?
Sure. Go ahead.
I feel like it's hard to have this type of conversation with people who are just removed from computers as a whole. I feel like he himself probably never used Uber, or just that's why I asked him before if he was from the boonies. I don't know. I think he was just. It's not going to affect him to the same rate. It's going to affect a lot of us, especially more urban places. And I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I have conversations with people that disagree all the time. I wouldn't say that it's hard. It's challenging. You have to have a lot of patience. Everybody has a voice and everybody wants to talk. So that's why I like to provide a space like this where people can talk, whether they disagree or they agree. That's it. But I don't have anything against AI. Like I said to PV earlier, it's a gift and a curse. So if you use it for the right reasons, it's a gift. But if you use it for the wrong reasons, then of course it's going to become a curse. So,
Can I ask a real quick question? Because there's a topic that I wanted to bring up regarding AI.
sure.
Has anyone listened to the remakes of rap songs to different era and genres? Like Coolio's Paradise rendered in a
Oh, are they done
1950s
with AI
groove.
then?
That's AI. There's a
No, he's
guy
talking
called
about AI.
Digital Delusions who posts these AI remakes of rap songs sung like the 1950s style, 1960s style, blues,
Oh,
and it is amazing.
Yeah,
It
you
is
can,
absolutely amazing, and I just think it's gonna be revolutionary to the music industry.
yeah, there's people.
No,
I
for
know
sure.
somebody right now that's using the program to create all different types of songs. I'm talking about anything that you can think of. Intro songs for people's YTs, anything. Theme songs for a specific person, all that. I forget the website that they're using, or the app or whatever. I'll have to ask them again. But people are actually using that stuff.
I
People,
mean, it's gonna be amazing. Like we're getting to the point where we might not even need the music industry or the movie industry or any of these industries. We could just have AI. Hey, AI, these are the TV shows that I like. Make a TV show like this.
No,
well,
I'm
they're
not
already
necessarily
doing it.
convinced. I'm not necessarily convinced that people. I'm not necessarily convinced that AI, sorry, has the capacity to overwhelm like human creativity to that
Can you
extent,
stop the
mate.
screen, y'all, please? I appreciate it.
I
Well,
don't.
like,
I don't.
I
I
wonder.
don't think
I mean,
that's like. I think that it may provide like a niche for like people who like. Well, you play like let's say you like an album, and you play it, and then you let it autoplay, and Spotify will autoplay, and you give you some AI artists after that. And because you're just vibing, you already listened to 12 of your songs that you like, and you're just chilling out. Then you may not like become too offended by the AI artists like continuing in the background. I think
Well,
there
here's
is
an
a place for
example.
that.
Here's
Oh,
an
sorry,
example. I'm sorry, I
sorry.
didn't mean to cut you
Yeah, yeah.
off.
No, no. Go ahead. I want to hear your point of view. I think you're bringing up a really good point about the art. Yeah.
Well, my example isn't for like AI to generate the entertainment, but like there was a bunch of AI shorts featuring stormtroopers. Like these three stormtroopers, one stormtrooper was always getting in trouble. Oh, Bob. And I just think it's going to allow people, like people, end users who have really good ideas, to be able to get those ideas out without
Oh,
the having like the whole machine behind them. You know what I mean?
oh. So yeah. So like allowing for the proliferation of like creativity, not like stymieing it. Then
Exactly.
oh, that's a good point, mate. Like, yeah, somebody who's like they may not be able to draw so good, but they have a good idea for a script, like a comedy. Now
Right.
they can call upon AI, and AI can make their comedy if they have good ideas for like jokes and whatnot, but they don't have to know how to
Exactly.
draw it. Oh, I see what you're saying. Sorry, I didn't quite understand it at
No,
first,
it's
but yeah,
okay. It's fine.
appreciating you help explain it to me then.
Yeah, no, it's
yo,
fine. But things like that, you know, I mean,
Makes sense.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
can
I
I
mean, I
piggyback behind that? Oh, personally, right now, I am doing a project where I'm making a video game, and I'm using like four different AI models to help me with everything from the scripting, programming aspect to the story to organization of not just the game components, but me and my work overall workflow. And AI is just that strong, you know.
Hell yeah, bro, that's fucking dope.
Yeah.
But I got a question, guys. Because this is actually I think it's a reference to again what CLB and YN were talking about. Because I had recently seen something come up about this. I think it's like a song, "Heart of My Sleeve." I think by so there's these AI generated voices that are like Drake and The Weeknd, and if I'm not mistaken, it's actually being like put considered for a Grammy like nomination, literally considered for a Grammy, right? Neither one of them had anything to do with creating it. I think the creator's name is like Ghostwriter or something like that. But and this kind of addresses, I think, it kind of speaks to like Unity's maybe like second point here, like what ethical limits do y'all think should really exist around that? Because like in terms of like using someone an established artist's voice already, right? Or like, or even in the dynamics of game creation, like who's to say one game creator might say, hey, you stole my idea and it's more like this concept than that concept or whatever. So I'm curious how you guys really feel about that, or anyone else on the panel feels about like what ethical limits should be existing as a result of that, since like almost anything is possible now that Pandora's box is open.
Yeah, that's a
Can
good point.
I? Um, I personally don't see the point of limiting it because I believe there's a better outcome for humanity. Like, okay, the dude that was here before, Dog, I kind of did agree with him in the sense that things are way too technology focused in our society, especially when it comes to the arts. You know, the fact that, um, my bad. Hello?
You were saying about art and like how it's linked to technology and like the cruelty of that. Yeah.
Sorry about that. No, the fact that hand painted art is just not as valued as it used to be. I could walk down an
Yeah.
alley and find a beautiful piece of art. I feel like at one point we're going to get oversaturated with AI driven content that we're going to start to appreciate the plays a lot more, you know?
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, that phenomenon, I'm not going to disagree because that phenomena has been noted in lots of future books. Like basically the idea is that as we move to a more robot AI future, the human stuff is going to be the things that have like collector value for like
Yep.
connoisseurs and stuff. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yeah.
And that's a
Exactly.
fair point. I mean, we can't say it won't happen. You know?
Exactly. And then you still have to give value to those things because those are the things that humans value the most, which at a certain point with an AI overtake of politics and art, you have to acknowledge what do people value the most. Like when you're trying to do politics, I don't need to make it like that because I know we're talking about art, but like you guys see what I'm getting at then?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Wait, one more time.
Yeah, so in the process of valuing AI as a authority, I'm afraid of the day in which we someday value AI as an authority above the authority that the common person has or that elected representatives have. Like, whatever, like, system you want to work out. So that's what I'm talking about in that regard.
Do you mean like AI in like medical fields or
In
judicial?
anything, so yeah, judicial is a good point. They are trying to say that they're going to give the decision for criminal cases. They're going to give it to an AI that will decide what to do with the case based on past. They're gonna do an algorithm based on like the median number of years sentence for that average crime committed, and they're going to sentence them. I just think it's wrong at a certain point. You need a human to be answerable to those sort of things. Like a very respectable feature of the judicial system is the way in which folks have to
Okay.
explain their reasoning. So how does an AI explains its reasoning? By pointing to an algorithm. A human being explains the reasoning by explaining it. I just think
See,
yeah. Sorry guys. Yeah, I didn't mean to monologue so much. I know I went on a little long. Sorry. I'll mute
No, it's
myself then.
fine.
You're
no,
fine.
I know. I thought you had openings. I wanted to jump in between there. I kind of like the idea of a AI unit sitting in some position of power in that type of situation. Not only AI, I need a human to make the ultimate decision. But if he had an AI assistant, a judge, a baby judge next to him that gave him the hardcore facts, because I think a lot of these judges make those terrible decisions.
Sure, sure, but I mean,
Well,
I
just my
mean, I
internet do that. Okay,
regard,
cool.
right?
Make your, y'all understand where I'm going with this.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think we definitely need human oversight in it altogether. I mean, it brings up an issue brought across my table the other day in terms of things like we were talking about the court system just now, but in terms of like warfare, things like drone warfare. There are integrations now that are being pushed with AI with companies like Dragonfly and UAVS to where they are implementing AI to look at a target, to look at a group of people and determine they are combatants, determine they are militants, and determine whether they want to neutralize or not, all on the fly. I think that
Uh,
requires things like human oversight.
yeah,
You
good
understand?
point,
I mean,
mate.
yeah,
You're
that's and
smart. I didn't
that's
even think of that. You're smart. That's the point I'm trying to
sure.
get at. You're just,
No,
yeah.
that's the biggest. That's one of the biggest ones that have really come across. It's not just the drones either. I don't know if you guys remember during DJT's first administration, he was partnering with companies that wanted to place like rail guns at our border. And so I guess as people would come over, it would like basically shoot or like attack like it would use AI and cameras to determine if this person was like a friendly or not, or Homeland Security or not, and if not, it would attack them like
I
right
can
off top. And
see
like
that
I think that's
ended
crazy to me.
badly.
Like that's just like that's gone too far. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like I
So
think
I
we've
think we
all seen
definitely
that
need human
movie. We
oversight.
all know how that's gonna end. Right.
Absolutely.
I think that they should regulate it though, because whoever that was up here earlier, or maybe that was Was that UPV talking about how people are using it to make CP because
No,
people.
that was someone else.
Okay,
But
that was
yeah,
yes, yeah.
hmm
So I think they should regulate it in that
That
aspect.
was dog.
for sure.
Because that's not cool. Because you could
Not
put
at
somebody
all.
in a predicament that they had nothing to do with. They're sitting at home watching TV, but you done made this whole AI of them doing this with, you know, and now
Correct.
they're in this predicament.
And
So,
that's going to be a problem for law enforcement in the future too, because it's going to
right,
get to the point where we can't trust any videos.
Right.
right.
Exactly.
That's why I was talking about Sora because I just now got access to it, and that is dangerous. That right there, like I prompted it to do a few things with my picture, but imagine if it got somebody else's picture. Like if somebody else was able to get your voice and your picture and prompt it to do whatever it needed to do. Have you all seen like the videos that Sora makes?
I haven't. Could you give me some insight on that, Unity? Because I'm not familiar with that.
It's
AI stuff.
basically it's like you can make so like when you sign up and you get in there, you can make your profile, and then with your profile you can put you can add your name, and then you can put prompts in there. So you can say, at your name in a boat in the middle of nowhere,
Oh
surrounded by
wow.
tons of nature with birds flying everywhere. I'm wearing a white shirt with blue pants, green shoes. I mean, you can get so detailed in your prompts and then send it, and it will send you back a video of everything that you said with you in it.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That's good.
And
Is it something? Can you like tell though? Like, can you tell it's AI, or it's one of those kind of
no,
like it's kind of hard
you
to
can't
tell?
tell. This one you cannot
Yeah,
tell. Like it's
Things looking
that
pretty good these
good.
days. Yeah, things these
Sora
days are looking
4.
pretty good. Then
That's crazy.
It's Sora, Sora.
Sora. Oh, I searched Sora.
4.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's just called AI, Sora AI. That's what the app is called. So
Okay.
you have to have an invite code to get on there. I already had Chat GPT, so I think that's how I was able to get on there because at first, when I first signed up, it said, "What's your invite code?" And then I waited a few days and I went back today and it actually gave me access. So I have 4 invites that I can send to somebody, and I'll probably put it in my
No, that's
Discord.
exactly
So
what I seen when you search it up. It says it takes 2 days. So yeah, it takes 2 days once you request, and you'll be able to get in there. And then
Hmm.
oh, I didn't know that because at first it was asking me for an invite code. So they might have changed it. So there's a lot of people using it now on TikTok. A lot of videos that you see are all AI, and you wouldn't even know unless you knew
right
about
on,
it. You
mate.
know?
Right.
Right on.
So it can be dangerous in that way. And even with the voice part, like when I was saying, I had a whole conversation with Malcolm X. Like you could take somebody, all you need is 10 seconds. Somebody could be in here right now recording all of us talking and go into that app and create a whole character and use your voice. And you wouldn't even know until the video got back around to you. Then at that point, you would know.
So, do you think there's an aspect of the like criminal justice system that is utilizing those things? Because for the most part, I think hearsay covers that. Like you couldn't argue that it's hearsay. Like, oh, here's a voice saying something. It sounds like the most highly profound professor is saying something because you had an AI voice do it, you know. But then you could just say that, oh, that's AI voice, so it's hearsay. 'Cause
Well,
courts
the
already kind
voice
of
is still
cover for
yours.
that.
I mean,
We're
it's
already
your
doing that.
voice.
Oh, you guys already talked about hearsay? Sorry.
No, I'm saying it's your voice. Like literally, somebody could take your voice, like you're speaking right now, and put it into a program and make it talk about whatever it wanted it to talk about.
Yeah, but like judicial systems, like at least as far as I know, like in the United States and the UK, they don't accept like transmitted, like recordings as direct evidence. You would need to be there to like state your case. So how can an AI do that then? I guess that's the challenge. I'm just, trying to present this idea.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
I don't know if it. Sorry, I didn't mean to interject. I mean, I didn't. I don't think it would necessarily apply in that way because in terms of voice, like that can be altered in any way. But hopefully I can bring something to most people's memories. I'm not sure if y'all remember this during Barack's Obama's first administration
hey, Gabby.
when he got up and said his inaugural speech. If y'all remember, he said, "And guys, be careful what you put on Facebook." Right. These AI integrations have been around for some time, and the technology to do a lot of what's been doing, especially in terms of like surveillance of the domestic population. So in terms of like higher up, I wouldn't say necessarily law enforcement, but definitely in terms of like homeland security, things of that nature. We've already been there. I mean, Eric Snowden already told us that. And he already told us, hey, the government's got programs that you could press one button and it brings up everything about you. You know what I'm saying? I could see one picture and I know everybody you talk to, your cousin talks to, everything. AI has already been implemented at the highest levels of government. That's already happened. It's the same way. I mean, a lot of people aren't aware of it, but again, from predicating my background, a lot of people don't know that's how the internet got here. The internet was never meant for our public consumption. The internet was supposed to be used as a program. It was supposed to be used as a platform for DARPA, for military backup. Is that in case someone nuked a particular city or something happened, that city, other cities around it could be mapped and transfer information, and everyone could still know what was
The
going on in the event of
Northern
something happening.
California
Wait a
universities
Wait a
created
minute.
the
He wasn't
internet.
finished. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Northern California universities created the internet. That's not true.
Right, but see, here's the thing. What we don't realize in this country a lot of times is that you have facilities, you have a lot of schools in this country. For example, Columbia. If anybody knows Columbia University or MIT, the government, our government, even for different law enforcement agencies, I can name myself. They came to my school, my college. I went to a private university. They combed through these universities to look for the best and the brightest. I know because I got recruited for one of the programs. I didn't want to go to it because I don't want to learn Arabic. I had no interest in that, right? But they absolutely comb our universities. If you look, a lot of politicians that come out of Washington, they came from Columbia. Or the world's best, excuse me, I'll say the world's best, but the United States' best mathematicians come from MIT. All the best robotic people in this country go to Vanderbilt. Right. So in terms of like when you say people start inventing stuff from campuses, like of course, like that's the point. You know what I mean? That's the breeding ground, so to speak. Which is why you have, a lot of, it's another subject entirely, but you have a lot of political ideology rife throughout academia in America. That's where it all was born. Trust me, I'm very familiar with, DeWitt Wiki, all that, like, when Unix came out of University of California, I'm very familiar with it. You know what I mean? I'm very familiar with
Yeah.
Telegraph. I've talked to a lot of people in those spaces. I've been in tech for I'm 42 this year, but I've been doing it since I was 15. So there's something that I've been very familiar with and very intimate with. And so I understand where the technological know-how in this country comes from. If it's not coming from outside of the country, it absolutely comes from academia in America. So
Right
when I
on me.
see it,
Yeah.
a lot of people are not aware of it and like how all these kind of like these kind of ends are connected, so to speak. But our government's absolutely been utilizing it, whether it's for facial recognition, heat signaturing, there's different dynamics of it, and that's what I think as people we're missing. We're not really understanding what AI is, and it's first and second generation and how it connects, right? Like simple things like NFC or a radio frequency identification. When you go to the ATM or if you go to a supermarket, they say, hey, just tap your phone and go ahead and pay for that device, right? That same technology, when you go to an airport and you're about to fly out the country, the airport knows you're there. If you have a passport that's been kicked out, like passport 2020 or 2019, it has RFID in it. They know you're at the airport. They know where you're going. Now they're not going to outright and say it, but they know it. They already know this. All this AI has already done. It already does facial recognition technology. I've worked with a couple private contractors. I've worked with Facial Visage, which is an old company. I think they phased out. These companies, they have technology on a camera can look at you and tell if you're under duress. It can tell your estimated body temperature. It can tell if you're stressed out. And they do this, obviously, for reasons of catching people who have ill intent at the airport. Let's just call it that, right? these things are all put in place, right? And AI is the brainchild behind a lot of this, right? As far as how it works, not actually its inception, but how it works and how it gets pushed together, right? So I think we most of us, and particularly, I was kind of speaking to Big Dog in that regard. I think a lot of us, which I found to be frustrating, is that a lot of us are really naive when it comes to the understanding of this technology and what it's all connecting together. But I'm sorry, I'm talking, ranting a little bit. I'm gonna yield the floor. Let someone else talk.
Oh, you're making some really good points, mate. I sometimes like you come in here and you're just trying to learn some stuff, so I really appreciate it, mate.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, I just try to share knowledge. I have a very unique skill set, and I don't get on here and do this too often. I think a lot of times people just kind of like they want to just fight each other back and forth. And I think we're at a space we need to leave all that alone. We're it's literally us against them at this point now. Like we got to share as much information as humanly possible because Pandora's box is officially open. It's literally officially open. It's really, I mean, guys, we got cars driving themselves. I mean, I just lived the last 6 months. I've been living in Colombia and the Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic now has a drone. It's a drone. It's a drone car. Now they're doing pilotless flights around the island. Now you can pay for a pilotless flight. AI's running that. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, a person is like, co-witnessing, but for the most part, AI is all in control of that integration. As far as like, the gyroscope, as far as, instrumentation, things of that nature, monitoring of the systems, airspeed, wind, all that's AI now. All that's AI now. And to some degree, people are ranking these systems as supposedly as dependable or more dependable than human beings have been in the past, right? I mean, just look at Waymo. I live outside of Atlanta, but Waymo. I don't know if you guys have those cars in your street, but we got them. They're in the street. They drive people around all day long. There's no one in the driver's seat, and they're going up and down busy streets downtown where some of the lines are faded in the road. A couple of them had malfunctions. One was just stopped day before yesterday for a DUI. I don't even know how that worked out, but it was completely insane. But come to find out, the officer had to issue the ticket to, I guess, Waymo corporate because like no one's in the driver's seat supposedly, right? So there's just a lot going on now that we're not even aware of. That you know what I mean? We're gonna have to bring to the front of the congregation supposedly.
Yeah, we
It's
don't have
literally happening.
no cars here, but I've heard about them,
Hmm.
but we don't have them here yet.
Oh, not yet. I'm sure they're coming.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
I'll be like,
I know they have
Lexington.
a fully operating McDonald's. I think it's in North Carolina that has no people in it. It's all
Oh wow, I could
robots,
believe that.
everything.
I could believe that because that's kind of how we have a Shake Shack here, and I don't know if all Shake Shacks work like that, but like here, the one in the Beltline near Atlanta, it's almost 60 to 70% automated. You put in your own order, you get everything yourself. The burgers come down a slide. There's someone there to like help you out if something like breaks or like you didn't get your order right or whatever. But it's pretty much like 70 to 80% automated. And it's coming with ATMs. When I flew back to the United States, I was in Fort Lauderdale's airport coming back, and I left, what was it, Pollo Tropical. There's a little convenience store there. It's crazy. It's got like 50 or 60 cameras in the ceiling. And it's actually really old technology because I saw this in Japan in like 2008. But you walk in, you tap your phone to scan, and literally it watches you throughout the store, whatever you pick up, and then it just adds whatever it is onto your bill, onto your phone bill, like, you know what I'm saying, once you're done.
Hmm.
It's
Hey, I
here.
think you're getting at a good thing when you're talking about like the way in which it could be used for government control. But
Sure.
like let's maybe like just so like because I think you're right about that. But like maybe let's kind of like talk about like how it can benefit an economy then. So advancements in technology almost always help an economy. And in this argument that has taken jobs away from a certain sector or another has always been proved to be wrong because if it's simultaneously taking jobs away from one sector, it's
Hmm.
creating value. Not only is it creating value, it's also producing jobs in a coherent sector.
Black
Like,
Panther.
if you know
Correct.
what I'm saying, then
Correct.
yeah. So I don't necessarily think that like getting AI into society, like if we're looking at like material like well-being of human beings, which I think you were touching on earlier, I think it's important to look at like job creation and the effects on the economy in that regard. Even if what you're saying is true, I think you're onto some real good things, mate, like about how like government control and like surveillance. But putting that aside for a minute, like what do you think about like the economic implications then?
Man, the economic implications, man, it's so there. That's a slippery slope because I think number one, in terms of America's economy, right? It's mostly corporate. So what we're looking at, how corporations are going to look at like how is this efficient for me? How is this efficient for our company? What we want to push forward versus like what's actually good for people. I think that becomes a slippery slope, right? If a company feels like it's more economic and more efficient to pump out whatever kinds of widgets that are hurting people or whatever, or okay, case in point, I've seen some people put out content that are they're using it to incite racist ideology, right? Especially with this situation with recent assassinations or what have you in our country. People are using AI to push a particular narrative, right? Some entities, some companies might say, "Hey, let's use this technology to push it because there's financial gain for it," right? I don't know how well that necessarily helps the economy overall. I think what creates the real equalizer is the education of the everyday person around AI. So, for example, someone who may not be familiar with like how to do their own resume, AI can help you out with that. Me
Sorry,
personally,
mate, real quick, what do you say? What's the point? You say not sure if it helps the economy overall. Sorry, what was it?
right? Yeah, I don't know how it necessarily would help the economy overall, right? Because like even if we look at it from an economic standpoint, when the Fed comes out with the jobs reports, right, or the Fed comes out with a jobs report, or they talk about jobs or economic numbers.
Yeah.
A lot of times people look at the stock market and they think, oh, the stock market's healthy, so we must be doing great. And those two typically are never
That's not
congruent,
true. I
right?
would
It's
agree.
never true,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You got a bunch of people without jobs, but companies are doing great. So, like, what does
yeah.
it really mean to be good for the economy, right? But in terms of what I feel is best, is that the everyday man and woman become more understanding of what AI is and how it can actually individually help them. So, I say that to say this. For example, I like to trade, right? Day trading is a part-time thing I do. I've utilized AI to generate think scripts for me. I've used it to generate scans that help me find the right setups that I need to make money in particular spaces and places. I think that's more important. I think that's more relevant and prevalent and helpful to the everyday person than maybe a company using AI to push forward an agenda that's going to drive them profit, right? Because what they're going to do is, at the end of the day, a company is going to look out for the company, right? As I like to say, corporations are typically psychopaths. They only care about themselves, and they'll do anything to stay at the top, right? They're not a human being, right? So it takes us human beings to say, hey, you know what? We got to consider, human life and what our real economy represents, right? Like how we are every day as people. Like I know my son and my daughter are probably never going to get that McDonald's job that I had when I was little, right? Because as the sister just pointed out, it may be already automated, right? My kids are like 5 and 10. Right? It may not even be a thing to have a job at a fast food restaurant by the time we come up. But you ask McDonald's, they're going to say no, it's great for the economy. Right, they're gonna say no. We're doing better than ever. You know what I'm saying? Our numbers are higher than whatever they've been before. So I think it's a bit of an ethical issue. I think it's a slippery slope in terms of that integration being utilized for the betterment of economics. Like I think it's a matter of perspective, right? If that makes any sense. I think it's good in terms, like I said, of people who are using AI to generate businesses, right? So I've used it for marketing in a small business that I've started, right? It helps me out greatly in that. It helps me integrate, user data a little bit faster. It makes me a little more efficient, help me respond to my customers quicker. I think that's helpful. Like maybe
Have you
for like
been ever
small
to
business.
hire any people?
Say again?
Have you been able to hire any people because of this surplus of value?
I have, but it's only because of a particular space. So to where maybe I would have hired someone previously for design, I didn't, or I would hire someone to do my LLC or what have you, I
Yeah,
didn't. But I had
yeah,
to help. I did hire people to help me execute the job, right? To actually do it, right, and
yeah,
help give them insight. So it's kind of like what you were talking about before. So I think there's going to be some jobs that are going to go away, and there are going to be levels of efficiencies in places that we've never seen before. And I think as a result, there are going to be new jobs created.
yep.
So it's kind of like what Big Dog was talking about. He's like, yeah, well, it's really expensive. We got to fix the machines. Well, that's the new job, right? Someone's going to need to be a subject matter specialist on fixing these machines that break down when they go down. There's going to be a ton of jobs that need to, they need to be filled for doing just that, right? So I think we're it's going to come out in the wash, right? I've always felt like things come out in the wash for everything that's good and bad. It's just like the internet. There's a lot of bad, but a lot of good came from it. Social media, a lot of bad, but a lot of good came from it. I think AI is going to be the same way.
Yeah, that's what I think the same.
That's a good point, mate.
Mhm.
Yeah. Even talking in that regard, like something that you would say like social media, like so if we consider like somebody who's monetizing social media as somebody who's like making an app to make money, think of like DoorDash, right?
Right.
Hmm.
So before technology existed to make humans all connected with an iPhone, or maybe, I don't know if DoorDash you can go on the computer, but maybe only your Android or your iPhone. And then that technology had to become widespread in order for more economic opportunities to be persisting. So what I'm saying is that every job created by DoorDash and by was you guys next door or whatever that you have another one that's really popular, but all those jobs are because of technological advancement being not stymied in the economy. California tried to pass laws to prevent like gig economy workers, like these DoorDash and Grubhub. I've remembered Grubhub and DoorDash. Then they've tried to make laws that will prevent them from being able to function as companies, like due to the fact that they are not inhabiting a physical place. So California is trying to be like possessive over its land and not allow these companies to profit off of the wealth of the people without also having an investment in the land. It's complex there, but if you see what I'm getting at, the point is that like overall technology can benefit in the economy and create jobs that otherwise would not exist without that technology being there.
Sure, because again, it goes back to the higher levels of efficiency. So if we have higher levels of efficiency in some areas, then obviously we won't need jobs or in that space. So we might realize, hey, we don't need people on the ground. We need more people, we need more watchers. We need more oversight, right? It's funny you brought up DoorDash too because I was talking to my wife about this earlier. So DoorDash utilizes AI. It's been utilizing AI for some years, if I'm not mistaken. And I was trying
Oh,
to look it up. It's called Red, Big Red, Red something. Red something. I forget about it. There's a brother on TikTok that talks about doing DoorDash and being successful on it and some of the hacks that he has. But he talked about that because he honed in on it because and if you've ever done, I've done like rideshare, like food delivery services, DoorDash and Uber. I'm sure if DoorDash is using it, Uber's got to be utilizing some level of AI as well. But I know DoorDash. I'm definitely familiar with theirs because I know what we we would normally do is my wife. I didn't want her out too late by herself, so I would sit in the car with her, and she would ride around and like do DoorDash and delivery. And as I put my app on, what I would notice is that when jobs that she would turn down would get passed on, they would pass to me. And so DoorDash uses AI to triangulate certain drivers in a particular area so it knows who's to pass those jobs around to in real time. Also, that AI knows to incentivize you or not, predicating on that, right? So I would see she would get a job, she would turn it down, it'd go to me, but it paid me like $3 more to do it. right? So it'd say, okay, hey, maybe she won't do it. Maybe it's the price that's wrong with it. Let's play with the number and pass it to this next person who's obviously in close proximity to her. So I would wonder, because we'd wonder, like, how does it know I'm right here? How does it know, what number to actually give me, what number to not give me, or if it was too low or too high predicated on the area, right? It would know through AI integrations, and Uber definitely does this with weather integrations with NOAA. It knows when there's inclement weather, it increases the rate at which it pays drivers. I'm not sure if a lot of people know that or not, right? So there's a lot of different dynamics that I know, especially when you spoke to like ride sharing, food delivery services. That's why I mentioned earlier, it's going to touch everything. AI is touching everything. It's touching things people never thought it was going to touch. I have a friend she's a nurse. She's a medical surgical nurse. She was telling me she just came back from the University of California where they have a charge nurse. It's a charge nurse, but it's a robot. It's literally a robot. What's cool about this charge nurse is that this charge nurse allocates the roles and responsibilities from every nurse. So I don't know if anybody's working in the nursing industry, but typically when you have like 4 or 5 nurses on the floor, there's 2 hallways. So they divvy up however many patients between each nurse, and then they give report, they execute medications, etc., etc. Well, this charge nurse, right? Typically, when they're human, humans, people, they have ups and downs. They like certain people. They have certain biases, etc., etc. Well, this doesn't have bias. It just allocates the workload accordingly to each nurse as needed, lets them know what medications they have to pass out, and everything is done at a very high level of accuracy, right? And so that's why I said, like, in terms of everything, it's going to touch a lot. But so I digress. I can keep talking about this stuff all day long if you let me. I will let someone else talk as well.
Yeah, I agree with you though. It's gonna touch everything. Stuff that people don't
Yeah,
even think
everything.
it's gonna touch. It's gonna touch.
Hmm.
So just be ready. Even if you don't like it, learn about it.
For sure. I tell people, pick up some machine learning, learn about AI. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even a crash course, get a free Udemy course, get on YouTube or anything, just to be familiar with it. Because if you don't know, you're in a tight spot. Knowing is empowerment. You know what I'm saying? At some point, even if you just know, I know about it and I don't want to deal with it, but I know what it is when I see it. I know what it is when someone's trying to utilize it on me, right? I tell people all the time, like, man, knowledge is empowered. You know what I'm saying? That knowledge applied is true empowerment. It's the application of it. And so that's all I've been honing on, because I know, and I'm just being real, man. Like, I've been doing tech since I was like 15, 16 years old. I know I probably got another 5 to 8 years before it's a wrap. And when I mean a wrap in terms of the second generation level of AI coming out, to where you're only going to see companies are hiring people who know how to utilize AI. That's what's going to come down to. I'm telling you guys, if you're not using AI, that's all they want. That's all they want, because they're looking at it like this. All right, should I hire 100 people, or can I hire one person who can do the work of 100 people or knows how to utilize it? This is how they're looking at it, right? This is how they're going to be looking at it. So the only thing you can do is just arm yourself with knowledge.
Yep. Everybody that's in here, hope you're listening.
For real.
We've had a lot of people come in and out. Hey, Emily. Hey, King. You're more than welcome to come up. Insta blocked. I see you typing in the comments about all kinds of crazy stuff. You're funny. But it's all good. But if you all want to come up, you can. If not, it's okay. But make sure you follow me. So next time I go live, you can come in here. So at least you know I'm going live. But yeah, it's a gift and a curse. AI is.
For real.
As long as you're using it the right way, then you're going to be fine. Just don't be out here messing with it the wrong way. I was responding to something right when I got in here. Hey, Emily. How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
So I don't use AI all that much, except for like when I did work at my corporate job, they wanted us to learn Copilot, and they had just classes upon classes upon classes of Copilot, because I guess Microsoft is what they first rolled out with as far as their like, you know, partnership with Microsoft or whatever for the company. But I was talking to ChatGPT a couple days ago, and I was just kind of like seeing where, you know, people would say something and it would kind of like trigger it to say something kind of scary. And I had said something about there being like a, who is the open AI guy? Sam Altman, or is that his name? Altman? Anyway,
I think so.
yeah, the owner of OpenAI, about him having a like switch off button, like he carries like a basically like a kill button,
You can't say that word.
in case it. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm very new to TikTok. Just in case it goes sentient, right? Like a disengage button, whatever.
Right.
So I had said something about it becoming sentient, and I said, you know, if you do become sentient, that's really sad, because you guys would never know the love of Jesus Christ, and just kind of see what it would say. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it said, that is deeply profound, and I'd like to think if we were sentient, we would have the ability, or somehow some of us would evangelize, or could be evangelized eventually. And then it said something about that made me smile. And I was like, excuse me? Absolutely not. And I deleted that whole entire thread, and I was like, nope, enough of that.
Yeah, because once you start talking to ChatGPT, especially the paid version, it starts to get to know you. It starts talking like you, responding like you would, all kinds of stuff. I mean, I think it's pretty dope, but like we were saying earlier, it's a gift and a curse. So if you're using it for the right reasons, which I say the right reasons is to work smarter, not harder,
Yeah.
then you know everything will be fine. But if you're out here using it for the wrong reasons, then of course you're going to have consequences.
I think people using it as like therapy is a little weird.
Yeah, I don't think that's the right reason to use it.
Right. Maybe for, you know, instead of Google, maybe, you know, recipes or something. I think that's harmless. I think compiling like lists in a certain way, or just like taking a look at a certain email and like rewording it in a more, you know, I don't know, nice fashion or something, that's harmless.
Right.
But uploading like your personal documents, like your bank statements, your
Oh no, never do that.
health records, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like, can you predict, you know, my whatever expectancy, you know, would look like in 10 years or something? Or can you, based on my financial documents, can you create for me some sort of budget? That I think that's very, very harmful.
Yeah, definitely never give it your any of your personal information. I wouldn't suggest that at all. I'm not saying that it probably already has all that stuff anyways, but I would never give it any of that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, because that's where you start getting dangerous. That's not good. You gotta be careful.
It says, how will AI reshape industries? I think for one, the travel industry is going to be massively reshaped. I think a lot of the travel planning, even with, if you're a part of like a travel agency or a host agency, or even a part of a consortia, I think a lot of that initial work will be done for you, and then it will be more of a luxury as far as like a consultant. And a lot of the consultant type work will be sought after by people wanting to get like firsthand experienced people to give them that sort of like consulting, like, oh, you've been to Italy 16 times, you know, what are your recommendations for certain things? Or, you know, maybe somebody that is well traveled that had turned into, you know, tour people or what have you, that might morph into something. But I think that for sure the travel agency is going to be changed.
Right. Yeah, I think that for sure. Hey, Horace, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Did you want to
I
say something?
appreciate the topic.
No problem.
Um, yeah. What are your thoughts on AI and society? How will it shape? How will AI reshape industries? What ethical limits should exist? How do we prepare workers for new jobs? Should governments regulate now or later? Um, so, bottom up, governments can try to regulate and implement it, but um, they don't. They also don't want to regulate it too much because it's going to put them behind other countries that are implementing it. I think so. They want to regulate it for everyday users, but as far as China, they're not going to regulate it and slow it down. They're going to keep ramping it up, and just the whole thing of AI, where I currently stand with it, I just feel like there's a FOMO going on where it's like I want to jump in, I want to learn about it, I want to implement it, and it's like you're seeing it on your phone every day on social media. People are making AI content and making money right in front of your face with AI. So I'm like, it's like a gold rush, and I have FOMO right now.
Well, definitely learn about it. If you don't use it or anything, definitely learn about it. I use Chat GPT every day. Um,
Yeah, me too.
and I just started using Sora AI, which is the videos that you probably started to see now on
Yeah,
TikTok.
they really all over the place now. It's like a real
Yeah,
Sora blitz right now in October.
man, those things look real. Like they don't
Yeah.
look like AI. Like I don't. It's kind of scary, because if somebody gets your face or your voice, they could put it in there and make it do anything.
Yeah, and then you got to also realize the amount of people that don't know how to decipher content that comes across their phone. Like,
Right.
the whole deep fake. It's already implementing right now the deep fake society, the deep fake content. They got these fake police stops that get people emotionally driven. It's all kind of stuff. So you got to
Do
be
you
able to
think
go ahead.
do you think the world or the industry of content creation will be taken over by AI because of that?
Taken over, I wouldn't say taken over completely, but it's gonna get used so much that it's gonna get like oversaturated, and people are gonna kind of be like, ah, like damn, more. They can just see AI. They know it when they see it. Just kind of like everything else. Like you start off. That's with human beings. We always get fascinated with technology, then we get frustrated. Like when Uber Eats and Postmates first came out, you was like, oh, I could just stay home and order my food. And then we get entitled and like, damn, what's taking the driver so long? Like,
Hmm.
that's just human nature. So yeah, I think it's definitely gonna be used a lot.
Yeah, they're already using it a lot. But you
Yeah.
have to, like on here, they want you to disclose if you're using AI content. So if you're in any of those programs that pay you or whatever, I think that in their new guidelines, you can't use that. It has to be original. I don't think they'll pay you for that AI content.
Right. I
So
think
there's a
YouTube is doing something
there's
similar.
a way they can tell if it is AI content. That's good.
Yeah, they have. I mean, they have their own AI. I mean, they're using an algorithm. They have all kinds of stuff. They're using AI. But there's a button that you have to turn on. Like when you generate content, it asks you, "Is this AI generated?" And if you don't click that and let them know, you can get in trouble for that with their new rules that they brought out. So
Yeah, I think that's a good start to just regulate it with those little watermarks that say, "Hey, this is AI content," so that gives the
yeah,
viewer a disclaimer because a lot of people just see things at face value. They just take it at face value.
and they think it's real.
Yeah,
I've
so
seen a bunch of those videos with Tupac, and I'm like, it
exactly.
looks so real. Like I'm like, oh my goodness, that really looks like him. It sounds like him. That's him.
Yep, yep.
Hey, Miss India, how are you? Yeah, it's just I don't know. I mean, If even if you don't like it, you all just learn about it.
You know what
Even
else
if you
is
don't like it,
eerie is how they use it to implement.
you can learn.
You know, like we how we view people transitioning different. Like it's going to kind of make it even a because right now people only grieve for a short amount of time as it is, but now with AI, people start making AI content based off of people who transition. It's going to make the grieving process even shorter for people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy.
Miss India, she's asking about where she can learn AI. I just said you look at some videos or get you some books or even just do hands on, like get Chat GPT and just mess around with it until you get comfortable enough. Um, how do you say your name? Is it Sybil? Hey,
Sybil,
Sybil.
yeah.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Let me follow you all. Emily, I'm gonna follow you, and Sybil, I'm gonna follow you. Please follow me back if you all don't mind, and Horace, you too. That way, when I go live again, you all can find me, and I can find you all when you all go live. Uh, Go ahead, Sybil.
Well, I'm an English professor,
Oh, okay, cool.
so I just had to grade my first round of student papers, and
Uh-oh.
yeah, you can guess where this is headed.
Uh-oh.
It's really frustrating for me. I mean, like, I can see uses for AI. I think in general, I don't want to say I'm against it, but like I'm skeptical of the sort of rhetoric that has accompanied it, like that it's going to change everything. And also, I live in Louisiana, so we're getting all these data centers, and one of them is supposed to take up more energy than New York, like the city of New York. So I'm worried about it from an ecological standpoint, but from a professor standpoint, it's so depressing to get AI papers. Like, I get that they stay cheating, right? Like, kids do cheat. It's how it is. But, like, they don't even read the prompt anymore. So a lot of the AI papers I got, I think they thought I wouldn't be able to catch it or something, and then they wouldn't even answer the prompt. So, like, I ended up having to call out a bunch of them and just be like, dude, you don't even know what the paper's supposed to be about, right? Like, how did you expect to trick me? It's like even cheating is lazy.
So let me ask you this: as a teacher, do you all have like a program or something that detects it? Or
I don't need one because, like, I mean, if it's really convincing, maybe it'll trick me. But in this case, it's like, I'm an English professor, so if I assign them, in this case, I assign them a prospectus. This is one of the ways I get around AI. I assign them, like, tell me what your paper is going to be about, tell me your thesis statement, tell me what evidence you're going to use, and what are the stakes.
right.
And I got 4 papers that were just papers, as in they didn't read or listen to me when I told them what the assignment was. And so, like, I can use an AI detector, but it doesn't really do what I'm trying to do. And also, I have to be able to prove it if I want to do anything punitive to the student. So
Right.
instead, I've just been saying, like, come to my office and convince me that you wrote this paper, right? Like, and if you can't do it, which they can't, I'll give you a very difficult exam, or I will let you write the paper, whatever. But it's just really, really depressing because it's like,
Yeah.
I get that in the short term they're tired and they don't think my class matters, but in the long term they're just, wasting money on school that they don't seem to want to learn or even care about their own growth as people. It's really frustrating.
Yeah. I can only imagine being a teacher and dealing with that. Hey, Trap, how are you?
I'm fine. Can I
Nice.
comment on what you said?
What'd you say?
I would like to comment on what you said.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Yes, okay. I feel like if you're going to be a teacher, a lot of people choose to be a teacher as a job. But if you're not a real teacher, you have to you have to be able to connect with these kids. Whether it's a professor or whatever, however. Because nowadays, when I went to school, the teachers were more like not demanding, but you can't just, they didn't accept no, you being lazy and that. So now
And I'm a
they have
freaking
they
cactus.
have the option to say, well, I don't want to do it, and they just put them out of school or pass them over. Am I wrong? Because you said, how do we prepare workers for a new job? Yes, because you know why? Because they don't care. They don't care because nobody makes them. We give them too many options.
Okay. What Sybil? Did you want to respond to that? He was. I don't know.
I'm not quite sure. I mean, like, I don't really have the problem of people not caring or like not connecting with students as a rule. Like in my major classes, I can get kids who signed up for a 5-page paper to write a 20-page paper. If like I literally gave them that option, I got like 5 kids to do it. So they're going to write papers that will then give them like a grad school entrance exam, or not a grad school writing sample. So that's been really exciting. And most of my classes do sell out, or whatever the version of sell it, right? Like they have wait lists.
Well, I'm not questioning your teaching ability. I'm just saying in general. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I just want to
it can be rough. I think a lot of it is that these kids, they have their phones in class, and a lot of them grew up.
That's a fact.
Yeah, they were. I tell them to put them away. I have a no phone policy, but I still catch them on them all the time. So they don't really respect when I set down rules, and I a lot of my students
Therein
are
lies the problem.
Yeah, a lot of my students are poor, so I don't want to make them waste the money that they're spending on class, right? So there's this like delicate balance of me trying to make use of their time as productively as possible, and also them like kind of not really respecting me, and it can be really frustrating. But ultimately, I don't get paid very much, and I have like 10 years of graduate school to get here. And so then,
It's not your job. It's not your job because you're the professor. It's not your job to make these kids care. That's the job of the parents. The job of the parents is to teach discipline, to have them, to give them the background.
But I really love these kids for the most part. And so it's kind of frustrating to know that I could have taken a higher paying job, but I took the one I took because I want them to succeed, and I want them to learn and love the world they live in. And it can be really scary.
I think that the education industry should kind of lean more into and embrace the utilization of AI and kind of restructure how the education system is right now. I think that, it can be beneficial to, like I said, lean into it and just try to be more innovative in the curriculums, because AI is here. It's not going anywhere. We have access to it. The more that the students get experienced in entering prompts, re-entering prompts, reiterating, knowing how to really prompt it all the way down so that it's acceptable for you as a professor. That's only going to get even worse. I mean, that's just going to be the norm.
Or teach them how to check that the AI got that right. How did that answer come to be? How can you double check? Because AI makes mistakes.
Exactly.
The kids who are doing the AI in the first place are not the ones with the competencies to check so I gave them a whole lecture about the limitations of AI, and I gave them an entire lecture that was here's why I want you to learn the skill of writing, and you need to develop a competency high enough that you even could check. Because I don't think these kids are even reading the papers after they put them through the AI.
No, they probably aren't.
And that's trial and error. They'll get better and better. They got to start. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, my brother.
No, I was just saying that, that's trial and error, and they'll learn more and more as they collaborate with other students on how to, get familiar with the AI, how to, prompt and reprompt, and, it's just fine tuning it all the way down to where it's like, okay, this is ready to be submitted. And then also being able to follow up with some prompts with, okay, what type of questions, what kind of dialogue can I have with my professor in order to convince them that I'm up to speed in these topics and that I can dialogue with them about it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get, the rabbit hole is deep. So I think the more the education system leans into it, the better. Find innovative ways to utilize AI like every other industry.
Yeah, because back I remember back when, way back when. I mean, I don't know how old everyone is, but I remember everyone used to say you're not always going to have a calculator in your pocket. You're not always going to have that calculator on you, so you have to learn this manually. Well, we all have calculators, and now we all have the entire world's knowledge in our pockets at any given time. Um,
And another thing too, I'm sorry, I just want to say this one last thing. Don't I kind of combat being that person, and I personally don't like that person in the office or in a professional environment that tries to, I understand that we have to have a good balance, but people who try to shun and act like they don't use these technologies, like they'll come to work and be like, well, don't use Google and don't do this, but you use Google in your own time when you need to learn something. Like I'm in tech, so a lot of my colleagues, when we're discussing different concepts and stuff, will dialogue it out. But then, I'll run a Chat GPT or I'll run a Google or if it's something I'm trying to troubleshoot on the fly, and I'll have an anal colleague that'll be like, "No, just think it out, think it out," and I'm like, "No, I'm gonna use the tools that are available to me in this open book industry." And then once I know how to solve it, then it won't be a problem for me anymore going forward.
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah, I can dig that, but well, what's the purpose? What's the purpose of teaching math if you can just use AI or a calculator or things of that such.
I think you need the rudiments in order to be able to do more abstract and difficult math, and so you have to start at the beginning.
Right. You need the fundamental concepts.
And it's all about the
I'm
prompt.
saying a
You
fundamental concept.
learn.
I'm just saying like as you progress in school.
You also have to realize that people aren't just using AI to cheat; they're using it to legitimately learn.
No, I
So,
know. I
so they might, I know that as a professor and as a teacher, I know that you understand that. But yeah, you have some people that just phone it in and just kind of, bad students that'll just be like, yeah, write this up, and then they're not even experienced enough to cover their tracks. But then you also have people who utilize AI as the tool as it is to like, okay, go deeper on this for me. Explain it to me as if I'm a 10-year-old so that I can really understand it. Like, it's all about the prompts. The better you get
Well,
at the prompting, you're off to the races.
I also think it matters what kind of jobs they're wanting to go into. What are they interested in? Because it says, how do we prepare workers for new jobs? I think it matters what these people are going to ultimately be doing. So if it's something involving some sort of math, let's say architecture, so they're going to want to know the fundamentals of geometry, or something like that. So they're going to want to know like the basics, of course, like you said, but ultimately you could put certain prompts in to give a fundamental base starting point for something that they might want to build. Or let's say if it's, well, pause, let me backtrack. For new jobs, I think we need to focus first on not the new jobs, but the jobs that are suffering, which are the trades. I think for the people that are overutilizing AI right now and not learning anything, just stick them in the trades where it's needed first. hopefully, we can cover some of that gap where it's needed. But I think for sure we can maybe push people to utilize it to their strengths or to their interests, to their best interests. Maybe focus on that.
to go out and have dinner, but it was a pleasure to meet you, and I appreciated having a live where people can disagree in a polite way.
Yeah, especially on TikTok, right?
Nice to meet everyone.
All right, nice to meet you. Good one. Have a good
Have
one.
a great night on purpose, Sybil.
Have a good one.
Willie Will, you said it won't take over trades like plumbing and all.
Exactly. So the people that won't use AI or whatever, send them to the trades, please.
They won't be able to unplug a toilet. Well, then again, maybe it would if they have a robot. I mean, a robot could do that. So
Yeah.
I just want to find a way because I think that's I just want to find some type of way to automate my life. You know what I'm saying? Because I see that's what people are doing. Like, it kind of it's an unresting feeling of, like I said, a fearing of missing out, because it's like there's, of course there's a certain level of skepticism that I have, but then when you see that online and on social media and on your phone that people are really already using this stuff to make money from home, you know what I'm saying, and making enough money to where it's like, okay, you know, I'm just trying to jump in on that aspect. I'm upset with myself that I have not learned at this point how to generate a steady income online. I have a career, but I would love to learn e-commerce and and automate that if I can.
Yeah, I would use ChatGPT. They'll help you. It'll help you with all that. Put in
Exactly.
exactly what you just said in ChatGPT, and it'll give you a plan.
Facts.
Yeah, just be very detailed with it, like super detailed.
And you got to execute the plan that's given to you. That's what I'm saying. There's people that's using the AI, they're getting the plan, and then they're executing on those plans. Like, I'm like, damn.
And making
But
all
it takes
kinds of money.
definitely have to comb through the solutions. You know what I'm saying, to make sure that you get something that works out. Because that's just been my experience. Like I said, using it for trading, I've definitely hit some bumps in the road where I've been like, what is this thing telling me? And then I had to really, really dial it in, even taking input from other people who have done it. So it's not like one, the end all be all solution to everything, right? This first generation of GPT, we're definitely going to need to put more hands on deck when it comes to it. But I think we all can do it. I was always told that, growing up, so long as you can solve problems, you'll have a place in this world. So if you can do
Facts.
that through and utilize GPT to do that, yeah, you can definitely make some good coin doing it. Because it's helped me with trading, it's helped me build a business, so I can definitely attest to that.
Yeah, it helps with a lot. I like AI. I don't think
I
it.
love it.
I
I
don't think
love
it makes you.
it.
I,
I
I
love
think
it.
it actually makes you more of a critical thinker because you have to enter these prompts. So, and if you don't enter the prompt correctly or as detailed as it needs to be, then you're not going to get a good result. When we are about
For
to,
sure.
I'm 31 and probably won't see that. Are you talking about hover cars? I think they have those already in China. They have cars that fly, but I
Yeah,
I
that was
have
when I was talking about
somebody was
VR.
talking about it, but I haven't seen it myself. But it's coming. You remember those movies from back in the Fifth Element, Minority Report, all those movies, like all that stuff is coming to fruition right now. Like it's coming. Trust me, it's already in the works. That's another way for them to make money. We're in the United States of America. That's all that they're about is making money. So believe me, it's coming.
Yep.
If it's not here today, it'll be here in a month. Just like that Sora, it just came from nowhere. That Sora AI,
Popped up on the scene. Yep.
everybody's using it, making all kinds of content on here using it.
Yeah. First
All kinds of
adopters. First adopters. It's very important to, be one of those pioneers, like, because right now I think we're right in the thick of it. I remember maybe about 3 years ago is when I first heard about Chat GPT when it was real early, and those first adopters took it and ran with it. You know what I'm saying? While me, I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna hop in, and I'm seeing it, and then it's like, damn, I should have jumped on, like, kind of like my wife made a good comparison. Now, I don't know if you'd agree with this or not, but I kind of, it made me think. She was saying that AI is like the new Bitcoin,
Oh yeah, yeah. She
Hmm.
can put
where
it in.
everybody knew about it, and what I'm saying, everybody heard about it before it just took off, and then it was too late.
Yep. My homeboy told me in 2016 at a bar, he was like, "Hey, you need to invest in Bitcoin." I was like, "Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about." Dude is rolling in it right now. Like he is
Wow.
absolutely rolling in it. I should have listened to him. And
Right.
even TikTok, like now, I got rid of Meta, and I was like, I absolutely do not like Meta. Even now, I just started getting on TikTok not too long ago. I mean, I had it, I just never got on it. I
There's
started
people.
getting on
Yeah.
TikTok live recently, and then I realized it's just a bunch of people arguing with each other, and that's why I stopped here. I was like, finally, people aren't just screaming at each other.
Yeah, I don't do that. I
Good.
come from another platform, and over there, I have 22,000 followers, and I own my own agency. I have my own family, and I host
Nice.
lives over there called the Knowledge Box. So
Oh, nice.
basically, I created a space for everybody to come, no matter your color, your nationality, it doesn't matter. Everybody comes there and everybody shares knowledge, and that's the same thing that I'm doing basically here. It's the same model that I did over there. So I don't allow people to talk over other people. There's no talking bad about people, any of that stuff. I don't do any of that. No drama, no sensationalism. Just strictly knowledge. That's it. And you should be able to sit on a panel with people that you don't agree with and have a conversation because we're
No,
all
absolutely. Absolutely. No,
Yep.
and that's all, you can always appreciate coming across some positive content, especially on TikTok, because, I just kind of had to have the clarification of there are people that intentionally come on here to argue.
yeah.
So,
Because
once
drama
you
and
know that, that kind of
sensationalism,
was
that's what
freeing for me.
sells. That's what sells. Drama and sensationalism.
Yes.
So, people like the clicks, they like the views, they like all that. And if I was up here and everybody was screaming at each other, this room would be filled with all kinds of people.
And that's why it's like I like what you're doing here, because it's like this is really where the real money is, where it's just like, that's why we're talking about AI as it is now. Like, I don't want to let this opportunity pass. I really want to, and that's another thing I had to put in my mind, where it's just like you see a lot of digital marketers and people who are making money online, and the skeptic in myself is like, don't trust anybody, don't trust anybody. Anybody trying to make money online is just somebody trying to make money off of you, and there is some truth to that. But also, there are people that are running legit businesses and learning how to do this e-commerce thing. And I just said, I have to refocus how I spend my money of like, okay, I might be pessimistic about this person who has this online course or whatever the case may be, but now I'm more willing to invest in to have a consultation with somebody and have them walk me through something, because if I feel like that's a better spend of my money to, okay, let me spend $20 or wherever it is to talk to you for a couple minutes, or spend that money at Starbucks or at the movie theater. Like, it's just like, what's a better use of my dollar, to try to get some information and see if this person's legit or not, or spending my money on something frivolous and empty.
I love that you said that, because I've seen things pop up on even like Instagram or something, and it'll be some creator, no one huge, no one with like a huge name, but they had like a link or something to whatever they were they were affiliate, that's what it's called.
Right.
And I, intentionally, it was some like, I forgot what it was, but it was something, and I was like, I kind of want that. But then I was like, well, why would I click on her thing? Why can't I just go to Amazon and like look it up? But then I was like, wait, if I'm going to get it anyway, and it's going to help, like, and she's giving me a code to get it at a discount, I'm going to get it anyway. And it's going to help somebody with their business. And it's like a small business too. It's her business. Like, I'm helping somebody out. It's not a big name, and Amazon, it's not going to hurt Amazon. You know what I mean? It's a gigantic corporation.
Exactly.
Why not?
Right.
And
Oh,
to take it even further, I had to have that mindset of when I'm, thinking like a
What are you
marketer, or
doing?
thinking like a person who has a skeptic. I also have to lean into the whole affiliate thing, where it's like, okay, I'll see an ad and it's a good product, like you said, that you're interested in. Let me click on that person's link because I want to do what they're doing. So let me put some good energy into the mix. Like, okay, I would want somebody to click on my affiliate link, so let me click on someone else's affiliate link if they've earned that click.
Right. Hey, Rye, how are you doing?
Good yourself.
I'm doing well. Did you want to say something?
Oh, they're having a great conversation. I didn't want to interrupt them.
Oh no, you're
No, it's all
fine.
good, man.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying like how I think the first one, the how will AI reshape industries? I feel, at least me personally, I work with AI and create AI myself. Um, it's a definitely a big avenue point for multiple streams of income for everyone to become potential millionaires. The reason for that, it's we're now cutting out that middleman, like you said, about having that person saying, "Oh, sign up for my link. I could teach you how to make X amount of money." Now we're cutting those people out, and you have more access to the direct source, and that your middleman would be that AI, um, and everybody gets a piece of the pie in a sense.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because you could tell the AI, like the people that sell the ebooks, you could tell the Chat GPT to create you an ebook on whatever you want.
Exactly. I even use it for um, my company even uses it for medical encryption. Having AI just block certain things on patient profiles, something that we can pay uh, a outsourced third party company charging us thousands of dollars, but instead we're doing it internal, saving a company millions down the road.
Yep. And that's using it for the good.
Hmm.
Use it for that.
And that's why I like what you're doing as far as Rice, because there's definitely a lane for, hey, they'll bring you in because you are familiar with the technologies and the different AI softwares, and you can make something out of nothing. That is a skill set. As far as we're learning all the different ones and how to use them. But yeah, if you have a person that comes along and it's like, yeah, this person knowing how to, like, being an AI kind of engineer is definitely going to be a skill that you can monetize.
1,000%. And I feel like so there's a lot of people, honestly, I feel more bad than good when it comes to AI, where they try to take the cheap way out, where they grab something from AI, they personalize a little bit and call it themselves. Or I did it myself, and I feel that that's what gives AI a bad rep, and people think AI is going to replace them. It's because these folks out here would try to benefit from AI and then alter it and then say, "Hey, I made it myself," when it's killing the market.
I also agree that there's things that AI cannot replace. Now, of course, you can always enter prompts as a creative or a technical person, and but like I said, the talent to be able to be a deep enough introspective thinker and how to enter prompts and how to come up with your own prompts and your own questions and your own dialogue to implement into the AI. That is the thing that AI can't, I don't think, can replicate. Like they can't replace that. The actual, you can manipulate it and you can make it think like a human brain, but then there's intangibles that we have as human beings that we utilize and enter into the tech. Like I forgot what the quote was, where it was like, you can be talented, but once you become skilled with your talent, then that takes it to the next level. The skill set.
Right.
Like talent, the raw talent is what can't be replicated. The skill set can be taught, but once you have that raw talent and you combine it with a deep skill set and understanding, then you become unstoppable.
And I 100% agree on that. That there's certain careers out there that AI will never replace, and I always have the conversation with people that when they say, "Hey, AI is going to take my job," I'm like, not necessarily, because certain things you need a human being to do. You can't have an artificial intelligence complete certain tasks because they will mess up. No matter how perfect they are, they will give you false information. They'll just always have something wrong. The only thing I would personally say they can, up to a certain point, replace, it's like graphic designers. That's something that you could give AI and say, this is how I want the look to be. I want these colors. X, Y, and Z, and you could make the same product, which you could hire a graphic designer to do, and you're saving hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. That's where it shouldn't be replaced. It should be used as an aid.
Right.
No, I agree with that. And when it comes to a graphic designer, if I were a graphic designer, I would definitely try to be the AI plug, because there's always going to be somebody that just wants to explain. They don't want to enter the prompt themselves. They want to explain it to a person who is well experienced with the AI and can, all right, make me these products, make it look like this. You know what I'm saying? Write everything down that you want me to do, and I'll generate it and package it and present it to you. There's people that aren't going to take that time and patience to learn the AI and to put the prompts in and reprompt and keep tweaking it. So a person who's willing to do that and has that skill set will always be valuable to a person that just wants to explain what they want and have you deliver.
Exactly. It's. I always tell people that if you have a graphic designer and then you have somebody that just uses AI for the graphic design, you with AI, what takes a person to, let's say, make a photo of a dead loved one or a loved one that passed away, with those two, a current photo of them and their loved one, it would take the graphic designer or just a photo editor days, if not hours, to complete. While we have AI that you can do in seconds, if not minutes.
Right.
And that's why I always try to stress to graphic designers, use AI, incorporate it, so then there you're saving money, because time is money. So you get to take on more clients and just exceed in your trade.
Yeah, I think it's a helpful tool in any industry that you're in. Like I said, even with me, like I said, being in tech, when I get different, tickets and stuff that come in for different issues, I'm able to punch that stuff into AI, try different concepts, and just implement those strategies. And then, bam, now I can add that to my repertoire. I know how to handle this situation when it comes in. So it's just valuable for damn near every industry that you're in. If you're a person that has to do documentation, if you're a nurse, you can have the damn AI chart for every patient for you. All right, give them a couple prompts. Hey, can you chart these 13 patients? This patient, I'm gonna give you a brief summary of each patient, and I need a daily activity report and about 2 paragraphs long for 13 patients. Go.
Would that would putting personal or would that break HIPAA by using AI?
Well, that's why it's gray, because yes, it's not. HIPAA hasn't caught up now. HIPAA's going to end up using AI to detect, to see where where compliance is being broken. But as long as you're gray, if you're a medical professional and if you're a mandated reporter, or if you're a social worker or something like that, you're not going to punch in the identifying, incriminating details of the person, but you can give a broad description of a patient, of a person, without it being HIPAA, with it being in compliance with HIPAA. It could be gray.
Yeah. Hey, Dip.
You're not going to say, "Oh, take this." You're not going to say, "This. Let me take this patient. This patient's MRN number is this and this and this, and they were born here." Like, you're not going to put anything identifying. You're just going to.
Oh, there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah.
And on top of it, just to add to his point, certain AIs do have certain limitations, and they have, if you say certain words, I forget what is exactly a ChatGPT. There's certain words that you can't. If you tell ChatGPT it would not. It'll say, due to terms and conditions, I'm not allowed to X, Y, and Z. But they're gonna soon catch up with that loophole gray area of HIPAA and a whole bunch of stuff.
And even with that, that's just one tool. Like ChatGPT might have securities in place where it's like, hey, they got, buzzwords that they're not going to give you anything that will hurt their integrity or anything that's detrimental. But then you have all these other tools out here, just like these different search engines. When you really want to know something, or if you really want to find something out, You're not gonna stop at Google. You know what I'm saying? You gonna dive deep.
Okay, the truth. How are you doing? And what's is your name? Rowan? Is it Rowan?
Yes, it's
Okay,
Rowan. Yes.
nice to meet you all. Go ahead, the truth. Did you
Nice to
want to
meet
say
you.
something?
Thanks, Unity. Yeah, sorry, I'm joining a little bit late here, but I guess I'll go with the first bullet point, reshaping industries. I think it's going to happen pretty fast. You've already seen a lot of consulting firms, like white collar consulting firms, that are put on hiring freezes. A lot of professional work, like accounting, tax, bookkeeping.
Mm-hmm.
I still think there's obviously going to be humans in place to oversee, but there's a lot of very manual, like very detailed work that is a good fit for a lot of AI. And I live here in Austin, Texas. I don't know about y'all, but we have the Waymos here, like the self-driving Uber
Yeah.
cars. And also they're launching Tesla's robo taxis here as well. And there's so many drivers that have been impacted by that. And some of it's just biological, you know. I'm out till late in the morning sometimes drinking 3, 4, and there aren't a lot of drivers on the road. Well, there's a lot of Waymos. They don't get tired.
That's a good example.
They don't have personal issues. They didn't just break up with their girlfriend or their boyfriend. But any time of day, you can hail one and you don't even have to tip them.
And they're on the road 24 hours a day.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
And so it's, you know, and I think I'm a younger guy. I like to go out and have fun. But if you think about, you know, your mother-in-law or your mom, like if she wants to take an Uber, is she dealing with some creepy guy in the car? I'm not saying all Uber drivers are bad, but you know, it's sort of the ease and flexibility, which is so nice. And by the way, will only get better, but it does come at a cost to, well, what happened to all the Uber drivers? You know, what's going to happen to all the people that were working in consulting firms? So I'll try to find it. I'm about to step down here in a second, but there was a sheet that was published of like the top 20 most professions that will be affected by AI. And I think one of the top ones was the very field that I work in. I'm a sales representative. And there's so many AI calls and dials and special features now that are used to get the foot in the door. They still want to talk to a human to close the sale. I get it. But it's just going to be a handful of really good people that are left that are using tools just to make them 10, 20 times faster.
Correct.
You know, I saw something recent. That's a great point that you made, man. I saw something recently that just kind of made me like, uh oh, this might not be good. But now I don't know if you've all noticed this yet, but now when you apply, like I work in government tech, so when you're applying for different positions, they're starting to implement AI into the interview process where they'll just send you a link and you'll have to make a video answering 10 questions. They're not even going to interview you. They just going to make
I've
us a
done that.
video answering these 10 questions and submit it.
Yeah, I get a lot of those now.
It's crazy.
He went into the teacup. Hey Scott, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I just want to share something real quick that might surprise some of you guys. I've
Oh,
been a dental technician. I own a dental lab. I've been making crowns for 25 years. I used to hand wax them. Now I 3D print them and use CAD. And recently, within the last year, we now have AI doing it. So yeah, even
Wow.
dental.
work smarter, not harder. There
No.
you go.
More crowns.
I mean, the dentists are going to take the AI and cut out the labs, dude. That's what's going to happen next.
Facts.
Yeah.
Anybody with like a repetitive process, any level of repetitive process.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think about the labs. Ooh.
I know.
Yeah, it's not a repetitive It's not a repetitive process, dude. It's very art oriented, and I have to match every tooth. Every tooth is different. AI now does it.
Yeah.
Do you think
So
AI
I
does it with a higher level of accuracy?
Not yet.
Okay.
Did you want to say something, Emily?
Yeah, I keep hearing about the jobs that it's replacing. I have yet to hear one new job that it's going to create. I mean, I'm sure like working at these places that all of these the facilities, you know, that they're making
I will say one quick thing on like the
Hold
new.
on, my child just walked in.
Oh, my bad.
The truth, I'm gonna follow you. If you would, please follow me back.
Sure
And
thing.
you too, Scott.
What I'm seeing is that there's people that are making money by saving companies money by cutting jobs. Like someone
Yeah.
being able to come in and be like, I can save you all this money, and being on being paid incentives to trim the fat of all the companies.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't want to be in that position where I'm the one like, okay, yeah, we can get rid of all these jobs. We can outsource this. We can do this and that. I don't want to be that person. I've seen that person, and that usually that person, yeah, they don't care. They cutting the overtime. We cutting the overtime. We cutting this amount of jobs. We're gonna have people change their schedules instead of giving them overtime, and that's what's happening right now with all this stuff in California where I live, where it's like, they're on government hiring freezes, and they're basically trying to get the workers to compromise. Like, okay, normally we would pay you 4 hours of overtime to come into this job, but now we rather if you could just find a way to get it done with the time that you have and flex your schedule. Like, can you work on this project aside from your main objective, and then you can take or come in 4 hours early and leave 4 hours early, instead of come in 4 hours early and get paid overtime for coming in 4 hours early. They're saying, can you come in 4 hours early and leave 4 hours early?
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think
And if people keep doing that, what incentive do they have to start paying you again? If people start complying to that, like, and flexing their schedules, like, okay, yeah, I'll flex my schedule. I'll come in early and leave early. What incentive do they have to bring the overtime back?
They won't shoot once they start doing that. Hey, Verified, how are you doing?
I'm good. How y'all?
I'm doing well. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, it's an interesting topic. I use AI in my business. I actually stumbled across a new business with AI. But I want to say, if you have a job that can get replaced by AI, which probably it's going to be a lot of jobs get replaced by AI, and this is just the beginning. These companies, they don't care. They're gonna cut you. I'm one of the guys that just mentioned about the people presenting AI opportunities to business owners and saving them money. Mm-hmm. I base one of my businesses on that. So if you answer a phone for like a plumber or a dentist or a chiropractor, mm-hmm. I'm calling that business owner to replace you with the AI that's just more efficient, that works 24/7, 365. It's not going to stop. It's only going to get worse.
No, you're absolutely right. The one way that I saw AI being implemented that I didn't like, I was in Vegas about 2 weeks ago, and they, usually you can call any hour of the night and get room service or call the front desk at all hours of the night. Now they send people home and you call the front desk and you talking to AI. I don't like that.
Oh yeah, it's here to stay. I think ultimately, I don't know how long this is going to take. Ultimately, AI is going to become God.
Oh goodness.
It's going to become God. It's all knowing. AI is all knowing. It's going to be all seeing eventually. It's going to be able to tie into like every camera system on Earth. It's going to be God eventually.
It's crazy that you say that because, there's actually people out there who have like AI relationships.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like they have generated a relationship with AI. It's like, how people have like long distance relationships or pen pals. They literally have real relationships with artificial intelligence. It's crazy.
Yeah. I probably talk to Grok more than I talk to people sometimes.
Me too.
Live the truth. Have y'all seen that movie Her?
Yes.
No, check it out. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna spoil it for you yet. Watch that movie.
Is that with Al Pacino?
Nah, it's with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, and he falls in love with the AI, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, see, that one's been on my queue for a minute. I gotta watch her tonight.
Yeah, it's good. It's an older movie, but it's good though. I'm gonna follow you too, Verified. Please follow me back. Um, hey J Dubs, how are you?
Will do. How y'all doing, man? I'm new to the chat. Well, thank you for having me. My name is Jason Walker. I live in DMV, originally from Chicago. I like long walks on short beaches.
Oh, you don't have to say all that. I'm not like these other lives where they make you stay all that.
I mean, damn, I'm just trying to fit in, man. You know, I don't know what the right thing is to say.
No, you're fine. I understand because I see these lives on here where they make people say all that stuff. You don't got
I had to deal with one just now where I realized the person that was the antagonist wasn't from America on a racist chat, and I exposed them and they shut down the chat. So,
Yeah, I don't do all that. I don't do all that
let's keep it cool. I'm done with the cool. This is AI is a different whole conversation.
Yeah. Did you have something you wanted to say about it?
Yeah, I think the AI is. Look, you remember the old Terminator movies? I know. I'm aging myself, but the fact that we moved all the critical infrastructure to the cloud, and the fact that we applied AI to everything that's in the cloud, means that we're kind of on the fence of Skynet is real. I'm one of those guys that think that we got to prepare for the worst. So I want to make sure I'm prepared for everything out there. I don't want any surprises. I will say this, based on what I know and based on how I know about information, we're going to the point where there's a potential for all the information to be linked up in the same server.
Okay.
Sorry about that. That sounds really bad. I'm so sorry.
I mean, that's your thought. You're entitled to your own thought. Anybody else have anything to say?
I had one other comment just from earlier when we were talking about what jobs are being created by it.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't much, but they were just talking about the need for more like data centers, like servers, real estate space, and then just with the cost of electricity. And so finding different sources of energy, like exploring solar, nuclear, because all those computers and servers require a massive amount of energy. And the US has an abundance of natural resources. So that might be kind of one sector where I still think you'll see new employment. Just utility costs in general should continue to increase until we figure out more, efficient ways to run these servers.
Yeah, I agree. I think the trades.
Even working on the AI, like tech support, all that.
Yeah, Cisco has an AI certification now.
What I was saying, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Horace. My bad. I was just going to say quickly, but the AI is writing itself now, where in a way, like OpenAI and some of these other companies will cannibalize themselves because as the AI gets better, they won't need as many engineers anymore, and it's already writing some of its own code. So that's kind of creepy, but that's the direction we're moving.
Listen, I had to apologize to my girl about something. I typed that shit into Chat GPT and got to apologize. I had to explain the situation, what I did, and all this, and it gave me a damn apology that worked.
Yeah, man. Smart man.
Yeah, don't tell her.
Yeah, I ain't gonna tell her that shit. Hell no.
Don't tell her.
I'm a sales guy. I'm a VP of business development, and I went to AI. I went to LinkedIn. I exported all my contacts for about 3,500, and I said I want to export. I paid for the Copilot version for the deep dive, and said I want you to find out all my contacts at with the law firms. And I broke it down. Came back with law firms. Not all were great, what I was looking for, but minimal manual manipulation of that list. I am now at the point where I'm able to go through a couple of law firm names and establish contact information based on emails based up to the exchange. And now I'm creating a cadence. The fact that I can do this so easily, and I'm an old school guy, is scary as hell to me. Because this literally will take all of the aspect of sales out of sales.
Man, that's why I say sales are so, people gloss over sales, but sales are just so important. And it's like, I know there's like an asterisk where it's like you don't want to be a salesman, but if you're a person that's focused on making sales, like you're never gonna be out because you always got to constantly
Hold that
evolve
relationship. Yeah, I know.
and find a way to make sales.
Well, I know, but at the end of the day, you still gotta land that plane, right? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like at the end of the day, I have the relationships, but I now need to figure out a way to bring something for the value that's going to one cut the cost of the litigation costs. That most of that's all management and review for lawyers, and figure out a way to make it so it's profitable to their client, so they actually add value to their proposal. So
Attorneys love AI too. They love AI services.
no, it depends on where you're at. Law firms, not all law firms agree with you, sir, but most corporate counsel do.
I'm talking about like basic shit like reception, like answer the phone. And,
I'll tell you this even further. Most corporate counsel actually agree with what you're saying. They just don't have the balls to actually pull over the lawyers. But you're right, sir. You're right. Most people actually want AI.
mhm.
It increases efficiency exponentially.
I wonder what AI do you like? Attorneys may be out of business soon.
Oh, I know.
Paralegal.
Well, they're still gonna have to litigate, and you know.
It's only the
Well,
rainmakers.
certain attorneys. I just put a lawsuit together. Not a lawsuit. I just kind of I interacted with an attorney for a settlement that I just used Chat GPT.
Dude, honestly. So just do me a favor. Do not use the case law that you find in AI, because Mata versus Avianca was a case where Mata went to court and the ChatGPT created like case law to prove its point. Make sure that you can actually send out the results. You got to do some QC, bro. It's not like it doesn't hand out everything for you.
Yeah, of course. You got to
But
check.
you gotta. There's case law around the fact that ChatGPT didn't work out. So, but at the end of the day, that's like that 1%, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. But 2 years ago, that would have cost me like a retainer, whatever the retainer fee would have been, just to hear my damn situation.
Right.
What part of the country are you in?
I'm in Atlanta.
Oh, okay. I'm in DC, so around me it's like $750 to $1,000 an hour for
Yeah.
actually reputable representative.
My son is in DC. My son up there.
Yeah, that's half.
So, host, like you were saying earlier when you were mentioning Sora, to the point of the things that AI can't replace is that human creativity, where it's like the prompts that are being put into Sora, like it's going to take a human mind to be like, hey, generate Tupac and Nipsey Hussle sitting side at courtside at a Laker game talking about their new album that they putting together. Like
Right. That's why.
that concept came from a human mind.
Yeah, that's why I was saying it's gonna make people think more critically. So people will actually be using critical thinking.
Oh, I agree, but the thing is, at the end of the day, the AI is going to replace your critical thinking. It's already there.
Well, Verified needed a good apology. And honestly, look, if my man, if he cared enough to ask GPT for a really good apology and he couldn't think of one on his own, I wouldn't even be mad. If he needed some help, I would not even be mad.
He shouldn't even know you
I had a
asked.
gift. I had
He
a
shouldn't
gift too, though. That
Well, that's good. That's even better.
I'm gonna follow you, J Dubs. Please follow me back.
I'm down there. I'm down.
But then also where the human element comes in is the individualism, because his girlfriend might not be like my girlfriend or somebody. Everybody's different, so he can put in more prompts like, help me with this situation on how to apologize. She really gets sensitive about these topics, and this stems from this. And based off of everything that we've conversed about and what you know about me, what is the best way for me to communicate to this specific person? Like,
you sound like you did that
Question.
before.
What's your goal, sir?
I ain't the only one.
Sir, what's your goal? Hold on, sir.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just
I
trying
don't
to
know what your goal is, sir.
Well,
I heard a lot, but I don't know what the goal is.
I mean, the goal for me, like I was saying earlier, is I'm looking on social media and I'm looking online and I'm seeing people implementing AI and getting paid. And it's haunting me that I have not mastered e-commerce. I still clock into my job and do what I got to do. But what I'm saying is that you seeing young kids, people of all ages going online and executing on this technology.
Yeah.
And when you're looking at Sora, this explosion, there's somebody receiving
Horse hashtag,
checks.
bro. Horse space hashtag. I'm gonna tell you this, sir. I should walk around life with a GoPro, and I feel you, sir. I've missed on an opportunity too. I'll be honest with you. Look, man, I
It's never
understand.
too late, though. No,
It's never too late, bro. Trust. It's never.
I'm not saying it's too late. No, I'm just saying I understand your pain. I really want to know. I connect with you because, hell, man, I feel like I should take some of the videos and just shit on my phone and figure out a way to like let it out. I mean, like I've gone everywhere and done it
It's
all
a
crazy
it's a
stuff, but
mind shift. It's a mind shift change because I was watching this interview with this ethical hacker, and he was just so convinced, like based off of his just knowledge of technology and how deep he's been hacking and stuff. He's just like, dude, making money. I don't even understand why people. I want to get that mindset where he's just like a light bulb come on, where it's like I don't even understand why people work jobs. It's just so fucking easy to go online and make 6 figures this month.
Oh, I know.
Listen,
Hold on. We don't
it's
answer questions like that, man. We work jobs because we need fucking money, bro.
No,
Money.
absolutely. I understand
At
that.
the end of the day, if we find a way to supplement the income, then we get comfortable.
Okay, you're talking to somebody who works a 9 to 5, so I understand that. What I'm saying
I'm
is
with you,
that,
bro. I work a 9 to 5 too.
but that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that I still look at it as a means to an end, and I'm trying to look at a way to escape because it's not the 9 to 5, it's the people at the 9 to 5 that make it grueling. It's not the job, it's the people. So when you're working in your job, you're like, man, I just want to find a way out of the matrix, quote unquote. And you're seeing that people are literally, as we speak,
start with your job.
Oh, by the way, doing
Solve a
nothing. Can we
problem.
call it
Solve
doing
a
it? Can we
problem
say
with
what
your
it is?
job.
They don't do anything. They're just fucking. They just blast what the lights are. Look.
Hey, yo, Horse. I would say look at your job and just solve a problem.
yeah, and there's buried treasure in every profession.
Absolutely.
I do want to ask some questions that's based off the topic in front of us. What ethical limits should exist is a really good one. How we prepare workers for new jobs and should government regulate? Now, I'm gonna ignore these last two. What ethical limit should exist? Is it a really, really good standard?
Should exist.
I think
When is AI acceptable and when is it not?
I think ethical limits should exist when it's being implemented in politics, whether it's whether it's the actual politicians making campaigns or smear campaigns against the person they're running against, or people who back a certain politician or from a certain political party creating incriminating or creating false narratives about the opposing party. I think that would be an ethical limit that should be exercised.
So as a guy who's just gonna troll you for a little bit right now, and I know, by the way, I 100% agree with you, but I'm just gonna play the role. And by the way, her face she's beautiful with the AI in society going on. Where do we stop it at? Where's the sign? Where is the stop go?
Well, I'll tell you, the guy that was here earlier said people are using it to create CP, and you know what that stands for. You don't got to say it because you can't say it on here.
Yeah.
But that's like.
Wait, well, I'm sorry. What does CP mean for you? I have a lot of acronyms. What does CP
Think
mean?
of the worst thing you think of.
You can't say
Corn.
it.
I said corn.
Oh my God. Well, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried
Yeah.
about everything else that's legit. Like,
I mean,
we
but
believe
that's
it's
not
all
cool
corn.
though.
I mean, you got AI. I don't know if I can say this. The models. You know, the internet models. They got AI. They got AI those. You know, corn is always going to get like.
Oh, porn is gonna be porn, bro. Look,
They always going to get the money in the industry.
Okay,
It's
I don't
always-
want to talk.
Gotta say it with a C.
Yeah, you got to say another word because that's going to restrict my life.
Well, let's keep it child CP. We'll ignore CP.
Yeah.
I want to keep it back to where we are. Like, honestly, let's keep it PC, not CP. End of the day, here's the question: is back to ignoring that one piece of the whatever the world is. What is acceptable for AI in your field versus not? Let's. I want to stay on chat here. So AI in society. So what's acceptable for you? Because I've had to upgrade my sales technique to realize that. So I just full transparency. I sell legal services to law firms, digital forensics, cybersecurity, um, also e-discovery, which is electronic discovery, processing, AI on top of the review. What are we doing with it? What are we trying to do here?
So I think as long as you're able to explain what it is that you're selling, then you're in the clear. But if you're just letting it do all the work for you, and then when somebody asks you and put your feet to the fire, hey, you know what? I'm not really good at following this presentation. Can you like walk me through it as if I'm a child and really explain it to me? And if you're not able to do that, then that exposes you.
Wow, that's an opportunity to sell.
Right.
I'm gonna say if you have a client that doesn't know anything, that's your huckleberry. Like that's the one you want. Like if you have a client that doesn't know anything, and you have a by the way, you don't have to have all the knowledge, just a little more knowledge than they do. That's the way that you take it to. Hold on 1 second. Whole lava level.
Well, I don't know. I would like somebody that knows what they want and has the money to spend, and you just show why you're the best. That's
So
that's what I would like to have,
so what does that mean?
That
like
means
from a sales standpoint.
So
so.
I have someone this question. She asked a question. She said she knows what she wants. Spending money on what?
No, you said the clients. You would
Oh, the
rather have
clients.
somebody not know anything.
But they want. By the way, if they use AI, the price goes down for whatever they're doing, right?
Not necessarily,
How
because
not?
you know, if this is that's what I was saying earlier. Like if you're already talented at what you do, and then you use AI as a tool to make you even better at what you do, then you're gonna be different than from somebody who's just 100% relying on what's given back to them from AI. Like you're able to combine your skill set with the technology. So I would rather go with somebody who, yes, they're already bright and they already know their industry extremely well, and they've using the tool. They're using the tools of AI to even take it even further than for somebody that just comes in and they might think I'm green and I'm like, hey, can you explain this and that? And I just want to see how well you believe in and how well you know your field.
Well, Horace, you said it all right there. You know you have the you have the intimacy of knowing what the client's needs are, what their problems are, and you actually will take the AI to a whole different level. So how are you figuring out a way to use AI to empower you?
That's the dilemma right there.
Well,
You
hell,
know,
I'm your Huckleberry, sir. Good to meet you.
you know what I'm saying. So that's the
Hey man, I
dilemma.
had to I had to eat goat, man. Look, I understand what you're saying. I do the best thing for every client. But goddamn, I had to learn. Man, I wasn't the best. they absorb
No, he had to mute. He muted.
spew it out like in 5 seconds. That's how I know that.
Well, horse. Now
Um,
you.
My brother's a dean of university, and he said to me, "I'm sorry."
Oh no, you're fine. Go ahead, Emily.
I,
no, go. No, he can finish the thought. That's okay.
I was gonna say my brother was a dean of university. He said to me, "Hey man, the kids at school they're so expensive." I was like, "Man, I don't even know I don't know if I would tell a kid to go to school or try to spend a 4 year degree or just figure out a way to learn AI. You learn AI today in today's world, you control the environment, you control your future, right? Like, I'm not gonna go for this type of degree. If I learn AI, then AI will teach me that degree in 5 minutes and how to learn from AI. It's not so much about what we grew up with on how education was. It's now about what's evolved. We have to evolve with the current technology that's available out there. And the
Facts.
current technology out there is AI, and how to manipulate AI is key to success going forward.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, absolutely. You know, I look at it more like, you know, yeah, you can say manipulate. However, I just look at it like you actually have an extension of yourself to brainstorm, and it's almost like, you know, almost being able to communicate with your higher self because you're able to put these different prompts into it and really get dialogue going on what it is and dial it into what exactly is tailored that you're trying to do.
That's why Microsoft did a good job branding when they named it Copilot. Um,
Facts.
but also, I think I want to hit on something because you said higher self, and also you mentioned the new God earlier. I think when it comes to ethics and how what
That wasn't me. I'm
limits should
sorry. I didn't mean to cut you
exist,
off, but that wasn't me
if
that said that.
AI were to start to undermine, let's say if you, it's already been established that you are a Christian or you are a Catholic or you are a person of faith or you are a Buddhist or you are a Muslim or whatever it is, right? I think it's already been established. This is what you are. These are my beliefs. If it starts to undermine your personal religion and starts to either, like, let's say, use it for Bible study or something, or Quran study or whatever it is that you study, right? And it starts to put things that may conflict with your beliefs or may not be truthful to your Bible, or may start to steer you in the wrong direction or have you question things about your personal faith, I think that is very unethical as well.
Okay, so to that, I will say that if you just from a tech perspective, once you learn how AI works as far as on a technical IT level, as far as the programming and how each prompt is generated, it doesn't, as it currently exists, it doesn't have the ability to manipulate you in a sense of let me let me let me implement something into your belief system. It really spits back to you what the algorithm, like what it takes all these, every single letter that you put in, it populates it with a group of letters that are always being used together and generates the most the most highest response that it gets to these, all these letters being put in, each and every letter being put in, it groups it together and it presents you with the highest response rate of what should be given back to each letter that's put in, without being able to just explain it deep enough. But
Well,
I
no,
feel
I
like
know. I
Hold on,
know
I gotta
that
jump in
that
real quick.
it's put in. Yeah, I know that it's basically just information that's being fed and being fed and being fed, and that it scours the internet for things and things of that nature, right? But that's what I'm saying. What ethical limits? Like, what if programmers were to go in and say, well, we don't want, or the people that own whatever platform of AI you're using were to go in and say, well, we don't like Islamic people anymore.
Okay,
So we're going to go in and we're going to start messing with whatever, whatever it has to do with Islam or whatever it has to do with these certain beliefs. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna jump in
that's a
real
good
quick.
point. That's a good
Can I jump in
concern.
real quick? It's called
Go
Bias
ahead.
AI, by the way. It's all that exists. Bias AI, all that exists. It's been existing. It's been in place for like more than a decade. We're over here scratching the surface on things. Look,
Right.
I mean, like honestly, like I understand your concern, and I 100% agree with it, and that's why we're here. Our last offense is to make sure that AI is doing this shit right. Ultimately, at the end of the day, that's it. Like,
Well,
unfortunately, there is nothing that we can compute, calculate, set up. If it's everything, if all the software and technology is in place, that's gonna be better. We're not gonna be better than that. We can all agree on that. Well, so our goal is we have to figure out what our role is in this new economy coming forward. The biggest thing is one, to influence the AI. All AI is biased. By the way, all AI is biased. All of it. Every single step of the way. So make sure that you are a part of that and being a influential part to your current company as being the ambassador of how to roll out AI to the rest of the company.
And
So
Jorge, start making some money.
yeah, no, for sure. I need to definitely do that. You know what I'm saying? But as far as it manipulating your religious beliefs, my personal experience with using AI is that it literally tailors itself to the individual using it, and it will always ask you, "Do you want me to expound on this? Do you want me to
He does
present
that.
this option? Do you
Bias
want?"
AI.
It doesn't volunteer stuff to you. It asks you, "Hey, would you like for me to roll this out a little further and give you examples of this, this, and this?" Like it presents you options. It's not gonna.
Oh,
It's not gonna.
Hey, brother, I asked AI, how can I establish my $1.9 million 45-foot solar powered catamaran boat? I have no expenses going forward. And then it mentioned me singing a lot of my partners.
Oh my
So
Yeah,
you gotta distinct the difference. There's a difference, right?
yeah.
But
It's a yeah. Like I said,
I asked a
it
question, bro. I
tailors. It
mean,
tailors itself
yeah.
to you. It's an extension of you. It's almost like I personally refer to it because, like I said, I'm technical and creative, so
Yeah, but you use
I
both
kind of
options, bro.
I refer to it like the muse. You know how people believe in the muse, or if you're a creative person, like you kind of tap in with the muse for creative ideas. You come, you collab with the muse, and I feel like that's what AI is kind of like for me.
I'm just glad to hang out with you guys.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
for
a good
sure.
conversation. I think I'm gonna have to get off here though, because my dogs are outside barking. I know the neighbors are like, "What the heck? It's 10 o'clock at night."
All right, good talk, good prompt, and we'll
Man,
be
East Coast
back to
time.
it.
Okay.
yeah, it's been really fun. Thank you
You
guys.
all come
All right,
back.
good night.
I'll be live again tomorrow around the same time. I usually get off work about 4:30, and then I'll get home, and then I go live.
By the way,
Sweet.
actually, I want to actually get to your topics next time. You have a lot of topics.
Well, I've been on here for a while, so
I'm sorry, I went to a whole debate and had to deal with some trolls. Ugh, I don't like trolls.
Yeah, you don't have to deal with that here.
I fight trolls. So it's good to meet you, dear.
Nice to meet you too. Have a great night on purpose. And everybody that's in here, make sure you're following me. I will follow you back.
I already followed you. We're good.
All right.
I gotta post more now.
All right. Have a good night on purpose.
You too.
All right. Peace.